Yeah, this is probably not a good idea. You know, the Hall of Average. I'm going to go back to bed. I'm going to go back to bed, and it's not a good idea. I want to go back to bed. Hey, good evening. Yo, Nolan, what's going on? What you doing, Nolan, in the pre-stream height? What you doing, baby? Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the show. My name is Ultimate DJs. A sleepy kitty. All right, Talking Trek server sound off. You guys go ahead and hit it up in the chat. Raj kicking us off on server 9. Thank you. Enterprise Actual on 13. Noon Whistle on 29. Silverhawk on 49. Papa Smurf on 61. Butter My Base on server 31. Thank you. Noon Whistle. Oh, you already. God bless. See, I'm not in the right frame of mind to do this, Griffin. This is a bad idea, Griffin. They're tricking me, and my brain is still sleeping.
Get yourself together. Come on.
I need to get myself together. Shinzola, 153. Tarpy on 70. Iron Chef on 14. Jace on 44. Devil in the Belfry also on 14. You got Sacked on server 15. Fire Force server 26. Thank you. Benny Hills Ghost on 42. Peregrine on server 8. Wood Cannon on server 35. Scale it back from the Outback on 193. Omicron on server 8. Thank you. Timothy on 93. Striker on 49. Ballad Bob on 17. Andalish on 92. Crash Override on 20. Bender the Robot on 51. Sith Lord 24. Corellius on 13. UK's Wade on 112. Ginmon on 26. Engineer on 89. Master Yodi on 32. Chase is the man on 188. Odysseus on server 11. Nolan, who doesn't even play this game, but he's hanging out anyway because he's a really cool guy. What's up, Nolan? Digital Menace on 13. Taffman on 155. Razless on 86. Gumby. Damn it. On server 16. Shouty McShouterface. Shouting from server 21. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tycon on 33. Trash Keeper on 53. Martok on 8. Spock on 35. Northcut on 44. Marias on 195. Valhallan King on 118. Good evening. Appreciate you guys all being here. Welcome into the show. My name is Ultimate DJs, and this is Talking Trek Live. Good evening, everybody.
We made it. We're on the air.
Cool.
And I'm still freaking green.
And you are still green. What's going on with the office there, dude? You still haven't gotten everything fixed up back there?
Listen, I'm a very busy man with a very busy schedule.
Yeah.
You're lucky that I've made this kind of progress in this office.
I see no progress since Thursday.
What are you talking about? If you look side by side, I feel like 18 boxes in here, okay? There's a massive tangled wire behind me. I probably will be electrocuted by the end of the night.
He is green. All is right with the world. He's green.
And I still don't have a working clock with glass on it.
Oh, that's awesome. Good evening. Everywhere It Matters is joining us on the stage. Jules Verne may be joining us here in just a little bit as well. Good evening, Matters. How are you, buddy?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm sleepy. Bel Air says, question, I have 43,000 mice credits, yet I can only highlight my message. Yeah, because it's a podcast. I turn them off for the podcast. You know what? In all fairness, I remember when people were giving us grief, Griffin. They said, oh, you're focusing too much on Twitch. You're not doing anything on podcast anymore. And I walked uphill to school both ways in the snow.
And they lived in a van down by the river?
And we lived in a van down by the river. Something about government cheese or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Here's the thing. We haven't actually done a solo Twitch stream in like 2 weeks. I know. Yeah, Cruzito says, yeah, and you told us to deal with it. And now I'm back to only doing pods. I know. It's weird. It's anyway. I will.
Simulcast.
It is a simulcast, but I don't let people do weird things with their mice right now. They're all podcast striker, pretty much. Yes, but sometimes I let people cut loose a little bit and on the Twitch, and let them do the stickers and things. So I don't. I need to probably schedule. You know what? That was actually probably what we're gonna do on Tuesday. We'll probably do that Tuesday. Just let everybody get it out for a little while, because then all this rest of this week, Griffin, and next weekend, we're not going to be doing a whole lot of Twitch stuff. I mean, we will be, but it'll all be serious. It'll all be serial, super serial.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in the words of Obsidian Hamster, everything will be super serial. So, anywho, that's kind of thing. But I have noticed that we've done a few more podcasts than we have just relaxed Twitch streams here lately, which is very unlike me, which is kind of weird. Cruzito says, I liked when we had talking on Discord, when we had talking Trek on Discord, and then the lab was on Twitch. Well, crazy enough, that was kind of everything that I had planned, was to break into Lorca on Twitch and then kind of summarize on podcast. But there's not been enough time. There's just not been time.
Not
enough time, everybody. I was traveling this weekend, and listen, I told you guys on Thursday, football season is going to be a little bit of a challenge. It is, because I'm traveling every Friday night to go watch my boys play football.
It's only 10 games.
That's true, but I mean, it's 10 Fridays almost in a row. What's with the mustache? See, I haven't shaved. Oh, my God. Do you guys want to see something terrible? I wasn't going to do this. I'm wearing a hat. This is also part of why I was going to cancel the stream.
Please don't take your shirt off.
No, I wasn't going to take my shirt off, but I need a haircut so bad.
Me too.
Wait, whoa. Dragon Keeper says you don't have to go to every game, you know. Yes, I do.
Oh, well.
What? Yes, I do. It's Landon's senior year. He's a starter. Of course I'm going to go to every game. What's wrong with you, Dragon Keeper?
Like any dad should. That's trash.
That's trash, Dragon Keeper. Of course I got to go to every game. I have to work myself to the bone so I can, and then go to every single game to watch them win or lose and be there for the celebrations or the tears, and then spend a bunch of money on taking them out to feed the team afterwards and all the things that dads do until I get kicked out.
Yeah.
Which can also happen.
We don't do that in high school. Leave the whiskey at home.
That's right. I fight people as bad dad. So yeah, no, I've got to go to every single game. Ooh, Recursion says hockey dad, 50 game season. Oof. 50 games. That's rough.
That's a commitment.
Oh, that's rough. That's right. Jules says, dude, if you have to just drag your dismembered legs in there. What? Oh, I have to be there. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what the point was you were trying to make with that illustration, but I do draw the final end game, which is I got to be there. All right, so there you go.
Why did he legs? What happened to dismembered legs?
Why do they have to be dismembered, dude? Jeez, Christmas. Yeah, you got to go. You got to go to all of them. All of them. Dragon Keeper. Can't go to all games. Got to go to all games. I've already booked hotels for every single game. See, that's even the more committed part on my part, because you know the boys, they live up with their mama and they go to school up at their mama's, so it's a 4-hour drive for me to go to a football game.
One way. Oh, disgusting. Why don't you take a helicopter?
That's why I have to book hotels, dude. I've already booked 10 hotel nights.
Well, Marriott Bonvoy.
Even a home game is an away game for me. So, yeah, it's 4 hours to their home field, much less to whatever else they got going on. So, yes, it is insane. It is crazy, but that's what dad's got to do, okay? So, that's what dad's got to do. And you know what? It's not going to be any better next year. It's not going to be any better next year when he gets to start for West Virginia University, you know, under a full scholarship ride as, you know, one of the most outstanding freshmen they've ever seen in all of history or something. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to go to all those too.
Good for you, I say.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nura says 110 games between baseball, football, basketball, and competition. 110.
That sounds like a dream.
Yeah. And Dominus says, I thought the show was canceled. Honestly, 30 minutes ago it was. But I did get a live to play says this might be important to you, but boring for the rest of us. Pieces. He says,
live to play. He's got to grind. Live to play is too busy grinding. Can't be bothered.
Live to play is out grinding hostels. Okay, sorry. All right, we'll get to business. We do have to talk about Lorca. Cheerleading is the worst, Nora. They're there for every sport. Every sport.
Are there? Yeah,
All
and
right.
the practice.
All right. Sorry. Live to play. It's not boring. I mean, it probably is.
With that attitude, it's no wonder you didn't win the cruise. Live to play. Take that.
Oh my gosh. By the way.
I know. Right. How's that going? What's the update?
No response.
I knew it. Kinrun is not going to know that you texted him or DM'd him.
I've DM'd him. Kinrun has not responded. We're at 72 hours and counting, everybody.
Oh, round 3. Here we go.
I know. We are at 72 hours and counting. He has not responded. Crickets. That's right. Whoo. I know. Samo messaged me the other day. He was like, so, any word yet? I'm like, It's gonna be another. It's gonna be another battleship game. Good God, I hope not. I really want someone to just to win the daggone thing and be done. Why was there no just give it to Samo after 2 failed draws clause?
You can't do that.
I can't. Can't do that. Actually,
everyone
Griffin, what the hell are we gonna do if we get to 3 redraws and nobody claims? Because you know what the rules say. The rules say that nobody gets it.
Well, if nobody gets it after those draws, then we start a new contest, but it is at your discretion if you want to use the entries from the previous contest and make a new daily drawing until somebody wins, for example. I bet you Trader would be on board with that.
That's true. It would have to be a totally different contest because we still have the room to give away. We still got to give away the game. Still got to give away the thingy.
Or we can invite our girlfriends and they can stay in the room. No?
So about that new contest, guys. No, Sugar says you legally can't do that, or I shouldn't. I mean, here's the thing. Legally, we can only do 3 redraws. Like, that's all I can do legally. And then it says that it will remain unawarded, which means that I would have to not give it away to this thing, and then we would have to, but we would still have it that we paid for, so we'd have to do something new.
We would do a new contest of some kind, yes.
It would be, yeah, that's right, 3 redraws, so 4 total draws.
You got to look at the odds here. We got one person with a 1 in 5.5 shot of winning. You got another person with
I'm not giving this away with marbles.
1 in 7 shot of winning.
No way I'm not giving away with marbles.
There's no way that this next time around you're going to pull somebody that has only 10 entries when other people have 3,000 entries.
It's crazy. The odds have already been defied. All right, is it my property after the failed contest? It is. Technically, it says that it would not be awarded. Here, I'm going to pull up the rules. Oh, by the way, somebody told me how to do dark mode. I don't remember how to do it. It's been
a thing for 25 years. What are you talking about?
In Adobe. Jeez.
Okay, well, did you say in Adobe? Don't snap at me.
I didn't finish my
cat. I'm sorry your nap was interrupted by a show.
I also have a sore throat from the football game.
Oh. Poor DJ. He screamed too much at the game.
I did. I screamed too much at the game.
Oh no.
Green mode is in. Tricky says, calling my lawyer in advance. I see shady practices coming with this keyboard. Listen, no. So, all right, fine. You don't get dark mode then. You get light mode. Here's what it is.
Oh, see what you
did? See what you did? This is why we can't have nice things right here. So here is the official rules, and
that's too blinding.
It's not my fault. Not my fault. Right here. Let's see. Yeah, it has to be from the remaining non-winning eligible entries. Only 3 alternate drawings will be held, after which the prize will remain unawarded.
Ooh. And we're on 2 already.
No, this is the first redraw.
Redraw. We have 2 more redraws.
It says only 3 alternate drawings will be held. So there's a total of 4 drawings. So
okay, we're good.
Yeah, so I mean, we still have 2 more draws. There's still 2 more draws.
So the music,
and this guy still has a couple days to get back to you.
This guy still has 50 hours because I messaged him at 10:30. I messaged him at 10:30. Picard's OnlyFans, love the name, says Lorca DJs Lorca. Okay, sorry. Jed Zia says still not talking about STFC. You're right. Okay.
I'm sorry. We're done. Okay, let's move on. The cruise theme song is faintly playing in the background, though. You still have a chance to win.
There's still 50 hours for Kenran, but he hasn't answered. Okay.
The
Lorca. Listen, we have a lot to talk about with Lorca. There's so much data here with Lorca. It's kind of unbelievable. We are going to bring everything up on the screen here for you guys, and we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff. Razla says Lorca skill points only coming from the store or a small amount from level up is stupid. Well, here's the idea behind that, Razla, and I'm sure it's not a surprise. Lorca is insanely good. So, of course, they're going to sell it. Okay? Of course they're going to sell him. They're going to sell him. Okay? I can tell you that there will be a grinder's path on his skill points. I'm not allowed to tell you what it's going to be yet. In fairness, I don't know what it's going to be yet. All right? I mean, I have kind of an idea, but they haven't given me the details yet. They have just told me that it's going to be grindable. Okay? It's going to be grindable.
We like grinds.
We do. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I have been told that will introduce next month. Okay? That being said, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise at all that they're going to try to sell this guy because he's stupid good. MJ said, is there a free-to-play path to get him at all in the future? That, I am sure, will eventually happen. They have not told me anything about it. All right? They've not told me anything about it right now. So I don't know what that answer is. I'm sure eventually, yes. But, yeah, I don't know what it looks like. Okay? Razla says, not a surprise. Just wish I'd known before I bought him. I get that. But we did share that on day one. All right. And I know not everybody can watch all the content, so I get that. But we told people right up front that he was going to be paid. Listen, I said everything this month was going to be paid. The only thing that I got wrong on the pay thing was the temporal artifacts, which was still wrong, and it's still paid. All right. There's absolutely nothing available for grind this month. Nothing. And you'll like it. Just kidding.
So grumpy.
No, listen. You have been on me about not being a hypocrite. So I'm trying. Okay? I'm trying. Tarpy said there was going to be a grinder's path announced next month. Yeah, for the skill points. Not 1,000% sure. 1,000% sure about Lorca himself. Okay? So Sugar Fat Man says, I do kind of like it, DJ. It's nothing to grind. And I get it. You know what? I actually spent a great deal of time today just playing catch-up. I did some Silent Hostiles. I did a little bit of Gorn. Ran some Mirror Universe runs. All right? Did some stuff. So, yeah, not only that, Daystro says, but most people are going to be finishing the Protector and their Gorn free-to-play ships this month, so you guys have stuff to catch up on as well. So, it's not a bad thing. I'm fine with it. I need to temper my reaction like Griffin says. Okay? And that's all well and good, and I'm fine doing that. But there is a lot of paid stuff to talk about this month. So that is what we're going to do this evening, and we are going to start the conversation, and it probably will be a slightly shorter show, would be my guess, because the only thing I have planned tonight is Lorca. All right. MJ Hat says, as a level 39 player, I just don't see a lot of new content, sadly. MJ, there's a reason for that. And I don't want to burst your bubble, but it's because new content doesn't come for G3 anymore. And I'm not telling you that you should camp at 39. I'm not telling you should blast forward full speed. I'm only telling you what the facts are. You can determine.
I am. Go to 41 immediately. You're wasting your game away.
You can determine how quickly you want to advance, but you are done getting new content. Okay? You're done. G3 is over. It's retired. Okay? It's done. At 39, Daystro says, or Benny Hill says, your game is done if you stay there. Master Viper says, am I going to teach on the G6 Armadas? I totally will when I decide to actually run them. I haven't run not the first one yet.
Well, I can. No problem. I haven't done one either. Sounds fun.
Maybe we'll do that on Tuesday night. Okay? We can do that on Tuesday night
Either
on Twitch.
one of you have done any?
I have not.
I have not yet done one. No, I'm too busy. Too busy trying to set up an office. Too busy riding roller coasters. Can't be bothered to play Star Trek.
I mean, they're solo armadas, just like any other. Nothing special about them.
That's kind of what I've heard. I've heard that they're very defeatable. That's right. JB says that they're squishy. I'm hearing the same thing. So doesn't seem like any. To be perfectly honest with you, it sounds like for a player like me, it's going to be limited to warp range. Yeah. I mean, that's 100% what it's going to be. If they're squishy, I would love to be able to punch up, but I'm not going to be able to punch up because of warp range. So I'm going to be pretty much stuck playing the 61s, maybe the 62s, if there are any. I don't know. We'll have to look and see what they are. Okay. J-Babe says the rares are a little bit harder, and I have heard that as well. They usually are, but still squishy. So we are going to play with those. Cruzito said they're in hazard space. Honestly, I love that. I love the fact that they are in hazard space.
But not all of them.
Not all of them. Not all of them. So I have not done my event SMS. Sure haven't.
What event SMS? There's an event SMS?
It's heroic. So no. Where is it? Echoes of War. Yeah, here it is.
1 month long or 2 months long?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, there's a month-long SMS? What?
No, it's an XSLB, and the SMS isn't up anymore, but I did score 0 points. Is there anywhere else that I can show you where I definitively have 0 points? Nope, looks like the event's already gone. I'll have to show that to you later. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, no, I haven't done it. Hypodermic says, why would warp range matter? Can't an alliance mate rift you there? Yeah, sure. That could happen, but they're solo armadas for a reason. So, I don't like bothering people.
Oh, Canine Tooth says, I keep being promised a hostile I can't kill, but now we are 0 for 9 on that promise. Canine. Oh, what a problem to have.
Canine, you're such a whale. God, what's wrong with you?
I have a picture of Canine Tooth above my bed. I aspire to be his level one day.
Oh, that's so funny. All right. There you go.
Go ahead
Okay.
level 62 Zindi Aquatic.
Divine. Here's the deal. I'm sorry, Matters. I have to argue with Divine. He says, surprised after you moaned about premium dust. In all fairness, you're right. It was available. I didn't really moan about it, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, in fairness. A lot of you guys did. That being said, it was not an event that I had a lot of time to participate in. Not only that, but I'm certainly not spending directives on them. Or spending money on directives until I've had a chance to go through and really flesh it out, which maybe we'll do on Tuesday. I haven't even looked at the rewards. It's been kind of a busy week. Okay?
Too busy.
A little bit busy. No time. There's no time.
Not enough time.
So Tuesday night, we can work on that. We can take a look at all things G6 Solo Armada. But honestly, I haven't even looked at them. Haven't looked at the rewards. And because of that, because I'm such a nerd about that, Divine, I was not going to just wildly and blindly spend directives until I knew what I was getting into. Because
you have always been that way for 5 years. You do not willy-nilly spend until you fully understand what you're in for. That's consistent about you.
Yeah, I didn't want to get into it and all that. Yeah. Now, here's the next thing. They're going to run again. And it's a heroic, so I figure what I should do is probably just go all in on one, right? So that's probably what I'm going to try to do. That being said...
But the most of the points come from the rares and the epics, and you get those from actually doing the pulls.
Exactly. So we're going to look at
the meantime.
Yeah. We're going to look at the uncommons on Tuesday. I might play a rare or two, but I got to be honest with you. Again, based on what I have experienced and what I've just heard a little bit, is that these Armada chests are not unlike any other Armada chest in which they are slightly oddly balanced. Can any G6 out there tell me that they are just, doing one Armada and getting a week's worth of triple pulls? No.
Nope,
not happening. So I need to be a little bit careful about it. And so should you. All right, so that's what we are going to probably do on Tuesday. Interesting that you guys are wanting to talk more about G6 armadas than you would Fleet Commander Lorca. It's almost like this is
Oh, not Wood Cannon. Wood Cannon's having a stroke in the chat, waiting for you to talk about.
I know.
Fleet
Well,
Commander Lorca.
I know. I'm looking, and I'm just surprised at everybody who's asking questions about that. I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying.
I don't know that you are. And we're in the middle of an officer SLB, by the way. We haven't even talked about that yet.
Listen, in my personal opinion, I feel like Dejosh Torah is going to probably be a good officer.
Better than 5 and 6.
Yes.
This is the new 5 and 6, right? That's what everyone's saying.
It's kind of a combination Picard 5 and 6. I mean, she looks good. So, I mean, if you have the materials, yeah, I'd probably suggest doing it. Razzle
The
says,
chat has now started a wave for Lorca, like at a baseball game.
"Oh my god, I'm working on it, people. You guys keep asking other questions." Manic Gamer says it's because we all know Lorca's great to have, so we don't need to talk about it. Really? Because I've gotten a lot of questions in DM about it. Cruzito says, really? Dragon Keeper says the epic is trash. I disagree. All right, I disagree. That being said, it probably does depend on perspective. All right, but the epic officer is an armada, loot, and double shot officer who's better than Miles O'Brien. All right. Sugar Fat Man said, "How is she 5? She's E Picard and Miles." Well, take five's captain's maneuver out. We're talking about the loot part of it, and she is. She can get better than E Picard, and she can get better than 5 of 11.
That's it. I'm getting her.
Well, that depends on what other officers are coming and what the synergy is going to look like, right?
Well,
She might end up being the same as E Picard.
That
slightly better than 5 of 11.
Depends on what you want to run her with, but she'll have the capability of that full synergy. Now, you're right. It could be just 100% if you use one side. Is this month's Toli? Toli?
What?
Is it Toli?
Ooh.
Toli, I think.
Toli. Is this month's Toli officer worth running on the side in an armada?
Yes.
Probably.
See, I thought that Toli's ability is like a better version of 6 of 11. Am I dumb? Does it look the same?
Opposite. No. It decreasing the enemy's mitigation stats. Yeah, no. So it has the same style of effect of 6 of 11, but 6 of 11 increases your own piercing. So it's
PSA, don't put both of them on the bridge.
Well, yeah, you don't need to do that.
That's how you break the armada and you stop doing damage.
Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
6 of 11 had a weird, funny thing about it. We don't, and that kind of just didn't really get talked about a whole lot. So we're not 1,000% sure how Toli is going to behave, if we're being honest. If I'm being honest, okay? Because 6 of 11 had a thing, and a lot of you veterans will probably remember the talk about those things. All right. So whether or not Toli is going to behave the same way, we're not going to know. Now, he does have significantly larger numbers, okay?
Yeah.
He has significantly larger numbers, which leads me to believe he's probably not going to behave the same as 6 of 11.
I think he will. I think he will.
And by the way, Wood Cannon, I'm not referring to 5 of 11. I'm talking about 6 of 11's piercing ability. All right? He was different. He was net in some ways and kind of other ways. All right? He basically reset his base values every round. That's how he ramped up so crazy fast. All right? 6 of 11 was a funky kind of guy. All right? His assimilation was botched, and he ended up being super Borg. All right. That being said, whether or not Toli is going to work like that is probably highly doubtful. Okay. However, what they are affecting are 2 different statistics, and Matters will probably have to sit down and do some math on what ends up being more favorable. See, what happened with 6 of 11 is that his percentage boost to piercing essentially boosted his own base values of piercing, okay, which didn't affect your target. It amplified your ability so that eventually, according to the mitigation formula, it would overpower the opponent. What we are going to see here with Toli is that he is going to decrease your opponent's mitigation. Now, the reason that I am somewhat speculative on this is that today's targets have hundreds of millions of statistics. They're not like they used to be. All right. So let's just pretend, for example, that we got Toli at tier 1. He's 100% of defense every round. Well, how many defensive stats are you guys running? Maybe 100,000? Probably not that high for a lot of you. I mean, I'm probably running 120,000, 125,000. What are you guys running? JB says 800,000. Are you serious? You're running 800,000 defense? No, you're not. Are you serious? 800,000 defense statistics? No way.
I got 250,000. I think on my best day, maybe 300K.
Holy cow, maybe he does. Well, then I'm behind the curve at 125,000. Sugar Fat Man says I've got 100,000 at Ops 39. Okay, I guess I'm a little behind the curve then.
Mess hall.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what, Mimi?
That's officer slots and mess hall.
Mimi brings up a really good point, though. I don't know. I usually run BDA instead of stat stacking. Mimi, that's brilliant. That is a strategy when it comes to below deck abilities. All right? You've got to figure out. We talked about this when BDAs first came out. Like, what's going to be worth it? For example, the Triangle Busters, right? Stat-based officers, 6 of 11. Sharvanik and Marcus and places, officers like that. Were they going to be better than the abilities that could come below deck? Now, in today's world, below deck abilities are probably much, much more valuable in some cases than statistics. Hence why I am also a little bit skeptical of Toli. But let's say, for example, that you guys are running 300,000, okay? So you're running 300,000 stats. Defense, by the way, defensive stats. If you're running 300,000 defensive stats, well, then you're going to reduce the opponent's mitigation. All 3 categories, by the way. That's what this ability does. It will decrease base mitigation stats by 100% of total officer defense every round cumulative. That's also important to note as well. All right. So in round 1, you're going to take 300,000 off of all 3 mitigation stats. That would be shield deflection, that would be dodge, and that would be armor. Now, 300,000 doesn't sound like a lot. Let's take a look very quickly. This is not what I wanted to teach on tonight, but I'm glad that you guys are interested.
Sorry.
Always want to teach about important things that are relevant to you, so that's great. Let's. What's the name of a G6 solo armada? Or we could do a chimera. Do you guys want to do a chimera? That's something that everybody could do. What are they called?
They're not in there.
The chimeras are not in here on stfc.space.
I don't think so. I haven't found them unless they got like a special different
invading entity.
Area.
No.
Yeah, I've searched that. I've searched chimera.
Okay. Well, we're not going to find one.
They left them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about a G6 solo armada? So let's just look at that.
All right.
What are they called? Haven't run one again. So Chimera and Fatu Cray are not on stfc.space. Got it.
Klingon Warforge.
What? A what?
Klingon Warforge.
Oh,
okay. Here we go. So here's a Klingon Warforge. I'm just going to take a look at one that I would run. Probably a 62 uncommon. All right. Wow, that's a lot of shots. Okay. Taking a look at their, when I say that, podcast audience, I'm looking at 6 weapons, 3 energy, 3 kinetic, that each throw 3 weapons or 3 shots per weapon for a total of 18 shots per round.
18 shots. Holy smokes.
18 shots per round. Not only that, but at the start of combat, it's going to increase its isolytic damage by 150%.
Good.
And it's going to mitigate my isolytic offense by improving its own isolytic defense as well. So interesting that you guys say they're soft. On paper, they're scary.
Yeah.
On paper, they're scary.
When they first launched, they didn't have the isolytic defense.
Ooh, really?
They were bugged, and it gave it an extra 50% isolytic damage instead.
So it was doing 200% isolytic damage and no defense.
Stat.
I got you. Well, they don't, on paper, they don't look squishy. I know. I'm glad that you guys are saying they are squishy because they don't look squishy. On the other hand, Cruzita says, yeah, but we're all using G6 ships. I won't be.
Nope, me neither.
I'll be using all G5 ships. To be honest with you, so I probably won't be doing a 62. Anyway, listen, that's not the point. The point is, if right here, these are the mitigation stats that we're looking at right here on your screen, and I'll throw these into the graphics room. And just as a quick side note, these are this is on a level 62 solo armada, a level 62 uncommon solo armada. What we are seeing is equilateral defense or mitigation statistics. 12,395,377 for each of the 3 categories. All right. Now, if I am going to reduce 300,000 in the first round, great. Okay. Not really influential. Of course, 6 of 11 wasn't influential either in the first round. It took him about 3-4 rounds to really get good.
Correct.
Well, 3-4 rounds with this officer is going to drop its mitigation stats by roughly 1.5 million. More if you have more defensive statistics. Okay? And that's all well and good. What you would need to do then, eventually, I'm going to see if I can find this tool. How many of you guys remember that old day 1 tool? I don't even remember.
STFC, Vercel.
I don't even remember who wrote this thing.
Calculator?
Yeah. Do you guys remember who wrote this thing? This was, here it is. It's still up. It's called the STFC tool.
Mm-hmm.
The STFC tool. That was literally what it was called back in the day, and it's still up. Let's see if we can find out who actually. We have a link on here? Zombie! What are you doing, man? I love you, dude. How you doing? What you doing, Zombie? Holy smokes. I don't remember this, but I do now remember working with Quirky Zombie on some of this stuff. Shout out, Zombie! I haven't talked to him in ages. He's still around?
It's been a minute. No.
Oh, that would be sad. He was a great, great player. Well, shout out, Zombie, anyway. And thanks for the love there. Holy smokes, that's great.
So this is is this the mitigation calculation tool?
Mitigation calculation. All right, by the way, I just want you to look real quick at your screen. All right, these are the statistics we used to work with.
Wow.
15,000. 435,000. These are the statistics that I used on this site last time I had it up, which is sad. That probably means that it's been too long since I've had it up. All right. I mean, holy smokes.
Great website to learn about how mitigation works and how DJ said, for example, the mitigation hits all 3 of the defensive cap, blah, 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 blah. This teaches you how the mitigation really works in the game well.
Oh, for sure. This is an amazing mathematical tool. As a matter of fact, I remember when Alex used to try to teach me about mitigation, and Zombie had cracked this formula. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think Alex and Zombie worked on this together, but Zombie was the one who reverse engineered the original mitigation formula. And by the way, just in case you don't know what that is, it's this.
It's very complicated.
All right. This is the mitigation formula that exists inside the game. Can you imagine the brain that it took to actually reverse engineer that?
It's wild.
Okay. That is the game's mitigation formula. which is wild. Also, who wrote this?
Also wild.
All right, also wild. Okay? Honestly, really truthfully matters if you want to get down to it. I'm going to try to not be offensive. It's a great formula. It's a great formula. Except it was very short-sighted. Either that or Scopely blew up the statistics, which is probably more likely, blew up the statistics beyond anything that this formula was ever supposed to experience. Because it had a mathematical cap and a mathematical base. All right?
Yes.
It could never get below 17%. And, I mean, in theory, it could get all the way to 100%. But the game itself was capped at 71.9%.
Yeah, it's 72.12 or something.
So, okay, couldn't remember. 72, roughly, percent. All right. Now, the formula itself is actually capable of getting all the way up to 100% mitigation. But they couldn't have that now, could they? I mean, in fairness, with the stat creep and the power creep that the game has implemented, can you imagine trying to play this game with 99% mitigation? So Scopely took the math formula and instituted an actual ceiling of 71.19%. Okay? The formula was written brilliantly, but again, not long term. Because you can't have a game in which you're mitigating 98, 99, 100% of data. Well, by the way, mathematically, it would never get to 100%. It would get to 0.999999%. Or 99.99, you know what I'm saying. It was an infinity model, which is actually kind of why it was brilliant. Anyway, I go back. I digress. Great formula, okay?
It is a great formula. Today's players do not even really know what armor, shield deflection, and dodge even mean compared to what we went through 4 or 5 years ago. It's too bad.
See, look here. Voltron says, isn't Pike Moreau Chen 95%? No. I mean, yes, but a completely different formula. Pike Moreau Chen was damage reduction, had nothing to do with mitigation. Well, kind of, because Moreau did the mitigation piece of that, but Moreau was capped at 71.19%. The Chen effect, it wasn't Moreau. It was Moreau amplifying Pike, which then both of them amplified Chen to get you to a damage reduction, not a damage mitigation. Man, you know, who would have thought we were going to go into STFC history tonight?
Yeah.
Right.
It's fun, though. It's fun to teach new players how this all works because it was a big brain teaser for us.
Dude, mitigation used to be the combat king in this game. There were 3 officers that would secure you or at least provide you the best chance at victory. Let's see if you guys can remember. Charvanek, Marcus, Crass.
Kang.
Kang.
Kang. What?
Not Crass. Kang. That's right. The Trinity officers. The Triangle Busters. They were the kings of combat in this game. Sorry, not Crass. Kang. Yeah, see, that's how long it's been since we've used them. Don't you shame me. It's been 4 years since Scopely invalidated them. 3.5. Okay. Do you guys remember the set of officers that came out that were intended to re-bolster the Trinity officers? You guys remember?
Martok Gowron.
Martok and Gowron, yeah.
Yeah. And who was the other one?
Bael. Those 3 officers were released in an attempt to bolster the Triangle, therefore bringing back the Trinity officers. Major fail. Didn't work.
Yeah.
They weren't powerful enough because the original Trinity officers were just bang up amazing. And this formula was kind of brilliant, but short-sighted. Okay. Now, this is not exactly what I had planned on teaching about tonight, but this is a brilliant website. Okay. Absolutely brilliant. And just FYI, if I'm not mistaken, Griffin, was the first community curated tool that ever existed in this game.
I would agree because it was the bee's knees. Everybody was using it to calculate their mitigation.
Yeah, it was before LCARs. It was before STFC.space. It was before all that stuff. This was the original.
All we had was that and PvP target.
This is before PvP target.
That was it.
This was before PvP target.
Time.
This was the original community curated tool. And it was brilliant because back in the day, everything was about the triangle. Everything. I remember stream after stream after stream after pod after pod after pod where we would come and just do math in this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Trinity officers were so important.
Yep.
Now, if we were to look at an example of, let's just for funsies, all right, let's throw in these numbers, the 12,395,000. I'm not even going to make it exact. All right, and the ship type, we're going to call it a survey, even though that's not exactly right, but it is even, so we'll call it a survey because armadas don't have a triangle, okay? So...
Yeah,
now, let's take a look, and for the moment, I do apologize. We are on screen just a little bit, but podcast audience, what I'm doing is I'm going into the mitigation toolbox, and I'm actually going to put in the stats for a G6 solo armada.
Oh, wow.
All right, and we're gonna see if Toli can make a difference. Okay, so I am going to use my ship for an example. Okay, it's not going to be good enough, and by the way, I'm only going to use one ship. It's going to be different because of it's a solo armada, and we're using 3 ships and everything. But it's going to show us essentially what it is that we're going to be looking at. And Game Junior says, can that site account for Isolytic? No, probably hasn't been updated in years. All right.
No,
that being said, it will still tell you what the mitigation stats are because Isolytic has nothing to do with mitigation. Not at this level. You got to remember, Isolytic bypasses all mitigation. So this tool is only going to have anything to do with the amount of base damage that gets through. Hence why I'm also a little bit skeptical about Toli. Now, on the other hand, while we do kind of say that Isolytic damage is king in this game, this armada target does have Isolytic defense. It has 50% Isolytic defense, which is a super easy math formula in our case. Very, very fortunate. Very simply put, community, it doesn't matter if I have 100% Isolytic or 1,000,000% Isolytic damage output. How much of my Isolytic damage is going to be mitigated if the target has 50%? It's super easy math. Anybody? Super easy. Does the chat have an answer? The correct answer is 25%. Mimi says 1/3. Nope. Lexel's got it. It's 25%. Okay? It's not 50%, guys, because it's not a net reduction. It's an efficiency model. So we're going to take the damage, we're going to divide by damage over 50, basically making it a 25% net reduction. You guys remember the original efficiency formula?
Oh, wow.
See, there's a lot of deep math in this game that we've kind of glossed over, I guess. Maybe we should go back to basics and do some of this stuff. Okay, I'm being told no. All right, time to pull out a notepad. Time to pull out a notepad.
Thanks.
Okay. The original damage reduction formula, efficiency, 1 divided by, actually damage equals damage divided by 1 plus reduction. There you go. Okay? That's exactly right. Lexel says 100% ISO reduction would reduce the damage by half. That is correct. Okay? 1 divided by 1 plus the sum of all bonuses. Did I write that right? Yeah, 1. Well, damage divided by 1 plus the sum of bonuses. That's exactly right.
Yep.
So
Mimi says
50% will reduce it by 66%.
Oh, did I actually get that wrong?
Yeah.
Mimi says I've forgotten how to
Yeah.
do math. Yeah, well, it's been a minute.
100 divided by 1 plus
Shut up!
0.5.
Shut it up, Mimi. Okay. Well, at least I had the formula right. I led you guys to the correct answer.
You did.
Okay. See, I led you to the correct answer. Thanks for that.
Agreed.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, but yes. So I stand corrected, Lexel. We were both wrong. You and I were thinking the same thing. We were thinking the same thing. Now, I lost my train of thought. Where were we going? Oh, Isolytic. This is why I think that Toli is going to have a somewhat minimal effect. Because we're still talking about Isolytic being king here. And we're still talking about the target itself reducing what? 33%? Wire Speed says a 50% defense is going to give a 33% net mitigation of your Isolytic damage. That means I'm still going to get 67% output.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to Lorca. God, everybody's like, tell me how the $100 pack works, DJs. Don't you guys always give me grief about that? Here I am teaching game mechanics, and you guys only want to know about the $100 stuff. All right, now that's what I'm trying to do, Duder. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let's come back in. I'm going to take a look at my piercing stats. Okay, my piercing stats. Here is a Dideridex. Okay, I love my Dideridex. It's beautiful and sweet and sexy. All right, I'm going to put this in the graphics room for you. The time is 9:11 p.m. Eastern time on September the 8th. Eastern time, UST, ES.
What?
Something. It's Eastern.
It's still daylight time, number one. So it'd be EDT.
Whatever.
Anyway.
All right. Now, I'm going to go back to Quirky Zombie's website. We're going to put in armor piercing at 2.67 million. Okay. We're going to put my shield piercing in at 31,930,000 and my accuracy at 2.67 million. So, right here, this is telling me that today, as I stand on basic damage, not Isolytic, but basic damage, that the target is still going to mitigate 54% of the damage that I throw in the first round. Not great. Not great. Okay. And by the way, I'm going to be bringing 3 ships, but the shots that this ship throws is going to be mitigated at 54.71%. Now, there are a gazillion things in the game that affect this number today. All right. Stat bloat, research bloat, power creep, bloat. There's a gazillion things. Don't run this and expect your mitigation to come out at 54.71% because there's a gazillion statistics in the game. A gazillion. That's right, Floyd. A gazillion things that are conditional and don't show up on your ship statistics screen. For example, target-based researches that only impact when you're doing this, or only impact when you're doing that, or only do this at this time when you're not wearing pants.
Hey.
Okay? So there's a lot of that, and that's all going to get calculated in. And there used to be, way back in the day, right here, Quirky Zombie was actually working on a game simulator. He was working on a simulator, a combat simulator that could go in and take all of this stuff. As a matter of fact, I know that the folks over at Spox.club are working on this type of a simulator now. But there's a gazillion things in the game that impact it. Crap, I just lost all the statistics.
Oh, no.
Even Lorca.
Even Lorca. Coming full circle since you guys are yelling at me about Lorca. Fine, I'll teach about the paid content. You guys, give me a break. We'll get there. Okay? I just want to show one more thing on Toli, super quick. Toli. Okay, so what Toli is going to do? How many zeros are in a gazillion? A lot.
Lots
Like
of
zeros, okay? Who is Lorca? Don't know. Community won't let me talk about him. Isn't Toli paid too? Damn it, fat man. Yes. But mitigation is not. Actually, here's what I'm here to tell you. I don't think Toli looks good.
I hope the math is not in support of that opinion.
At tier 1, he's not going to be great at our size against the armadas that we're running. No,
Well, maybe not.
he won't.
Okay, so we'll
When
take
he's
a look.
max, he'll be better, and especially in solos because he's on one ship, but he's going to actually boost reduce the mitigation against all your ships.
Oh, that's true, right?
Same in group armadas. He'll be least effective if you're like soloing with just one ship. The more ships there are fighting the target, the more effective he technically is going to be, because he'll.
That is true
boost everybody.
because he affects the target. That is fair. That's one thing that 6 of 11 does is he affected the target. Kira,
No, just you. 6 of 11.
6 of that's right. That's right. His Spock down bug is what helped. Okay, never mind. Forget that. But yes.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Hugh Worf says, "Damn, math is boring."
Now we're talking about the Spock down bug. Whoa.
Going back in time.
That required everyone to have 6 of 11, though. So, but Toli, though, one Toli on one ship is going to help everybody.
That's true. That is true. All right. Toli is the same as a changeling Kira. Sure. Except the stats are way, way bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I go back to what somebody else said just a moment ago. If this has nothing to do with Isolytic, then he's kind of a silly officer. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I personally believe that right now he's a synergy only officer. But we're going to do a simulation here very, very quickly, and then we'll move off the topic. Okay. So a moment
He's not
ago,
silly if he doesn't.
I mean,
How many Isolytic builds do you have that you can run against the Solar Armada that boost Isolytic damage against armadas? Not 3. So
well, that's fair. No, that's true.
one of the ships isn't doing much Isolytic, or 2.
Well, they can do Isolytic. It's just not going to build a great deal.
But not a massive amount. In which case, the piercing's going to matter.
Fair. That's fine. I can see that. I could get behind that because, again, we are back to needing 3. All right? Except most people probably aren't. Andy says, wake me up when you start talking about Lorca. Jesus God, people.
Lorca's good. Go buy him.
Lorca's great. He's got like 6 primes in there. Just buy him then. All right, no, we're going to talk about him. All right? Now, I am going to use a number higher than my own. All right? Here's Istio in chat. Jesus.
Yeah, look at those numbers. Hello.
Istio is Istio is running 1 million defensive stats. All right. Nice. Fantastic. Uh-oh. K9 Tooth is only at 940,000. It's not quite Istio level there. Yeah, sorry about that, K9.
Give him a half an hour. Give him a half an hour.
All right. Oopsies. Anyway. All right.
He'll be there. It's okay.
Yeah, just give it 10 minutes. All right. Now, if we're going to use, let's just use half of this. What do you guys want to use? 400,000? Is that 400,000? Okay, we'll use 400,000 because I don't think most people are going to be there. 400,000 is the defensive statistics that you're running, which means each round I'm going to reduce each of these 3 categories by 400,000. Okay? Is that cool?
Yep.
So that is going to make this roughly, you guys watch, 54.71%. It's going to make that roughly 12 million. And we were at how much? We were at 50 what?
55%, I thought.
Oh, well, good. Now we're at 54.5%.
Oh man.
This is a tier 1 Toli.
Again.
That's tier 1, and it's only round 2. So if we went to round 3, we're down to 54.4%.
No way.
Well, let's go to round 4. Round 4. %54.
Okay, that's tier 1.
Tier 1. Okay, fair. Let's go back.
So
we were
max
12.
and do that number 10 times. 4 million per round.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Well, I don't want to go to tier 5. You want to go to tier 5? Let's go to tier 3.
Yeah, he's a rare. He's a rare.
You just showed how effective he is at tier 1.
Okay.
And he will get as good as.
All right, so let's
4
pretend
million.
you're running 400,000 defensive stats. Toli is actually 1,100% at tier 5. 1,100. So we're gonna use just 4 million just for easy math. All right, so he'll be slightly. And again, this has nothing to do with Isolytic.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with
Isolytic. A
Isolytic.
little better than what we see.
So let's do 8 million. This will be round 2. We're down 2% in mitigation. By the way, this is tier 5. Tier 5. We dropped it 2.5% mitigation. Let's do it again. Now, this is going to be huge, guys. This right here is going to be round 2. This is just round 1. We dropped it 2% in round 1. Okay? Now, here's where you're going to see it big time. You ready? Here's round 2.
What is it, 16 million?
You've dropped all the way down to 40.6%. This is round 2.
Yeah. You hit that breaking point in the curve.
By the way, if you made it to round 3, 28%. Okay. Now, granted, this is a tier 5 Toli.
But a rare officer. It happens.
A rare officer. Tarpy, it is a rare officer, which means in theory it should be available in the event store, but event stores have been a little wonky here lately, so, that's kind of a thing. All right, Sith Lord says on Dodge you have too many zeros. Oh, thank you. Wow, 17%.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you for my error. Okay. Now, by the way, this is also assuming that you're running 400,000 defense stats. Probably not a lot of people doing that either. Okay? And it has nothing to do with Isolytic. By the way, next round, Mimi, you can't. Next round is going to be at the mathematical minimum. Because you can't go negative. Or you can. That's what Kira did back in the beginning, but then they patched her.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a minimum, Mimi. It's like 16.8 or something like that. Ask Changeling Kira. There is a minimum. Okay. So here's what I got to. Yeah, but they fixed her. Kira did go negative. She doesn't go negative anymore. They fixed her because that was the whole bug. Okay. You can't go negative on mitigation. There's a floor. Now, I guess what I started this conversation by saying was Toli doesn't feel impressive to me. That's probably because I don't have a ton of stats. It's probably because it's not going to be tier 5 for me. See what I'm saying? Now, I did see the hypothesis in the chat that against a G4 target with a G4 ship and G4 stats, this is probably going to be very, very impactful. That's probably absolutely true. Okay. Jebu says, I don't see the big impact over 6. Well, he works like 6, and the stats are going to be better, Jebu. Okay? The stats are better than 6 of 11. Not only that, but we are back to needing 3 Armada crews. But I got to be honest with you, 5, 6, Khan is not one of those anymore. I'm probably going to be using a Chakotay Janeway 7 along with a Cisco Miles something. And probably now, possibly a Picard Data combo, or maybe Dejosh Tolra and Toli, maybe.
Yeah,
eventually.
Toli, and Gwen.
And Gwen. And Gwen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Could use Cisco Miles 6. Again, 6 affects your... 6 does affect the target, right? No, 6 affects yourself.
6 affects you.
Yeah, see,
so
6...
only the one ship gets boosted.
Yeah, 6 only affects yourself, J-Boo, which this makes totally fundamentally better if the math holds. All right, if your math holds, because this affects the target, which is going to reduce the mitigation for all of your ships. So,
yeah,
where 6 only impacts the one ship. Cruzito says they're so squishy you only need one ship. Yeah, but we're not talking about just G6 armadas. We're talking about any armada. Really, truthfully, we should be talking about the chimeras, but the data's not available.
Yeah.
All right. Lexel says you're going to miss out on all that loot with 3 damage crews. Also true. It depends on how strong the target is that you're going for. We have identified targets in the past where you're better off loot-wise to punch down, single ship it with a loot crew as compared to punching up. But there are some targets that do mathematically pay better to punch up. So it just kind of depends. All right. We're going to have to do some testing. We did this with, what was it? The Zindi armadas, right? Didn't we determine that there was a certain level of Zindi armada that was better for you to attempt to solo than it was for you to try to do it with a group? So what we're going to have to do is see if Scopely appropriately scaled these things, and according to Lexel, it sounds like probably not. All right, because here's Lexel with a that's a tier 12, granted, but a tier 12 Enterprise D that's single shipped a level 61 uncommon. And he did it with loot crew. And it only took about 5% of his hull. Okay, so if they're that squishy, then no, you're not taking 3 ships to something like that. On the other hand, maybe Lexel could take 3 ships and punch up. Uh-oh! Hence my argument 1 hour ago. You're limited by warp range. You're limited by warp range. Doesn't matter if I can punch up because I can't get there. So why wouldn't I loot crew the target that I can if I can? That's what makes the G6 solo armadas a little less enthusiastic to me. They have artificially gated my punch-up mechanic, which, by the way, G6 have felt forever. This is not new to the G6 community. It's new to me. G6 have been complaining about this ever since G6 came out. Right, guys? That you guys are capped out. There's no punch-up mechanic. You can't earn more loot to improve your refinery. They did the same thing with the Bajorans. They did the same thing with the Borg Solos. All right? That's right, Chaos. It's an intentional speed bump. And because it is G6 content, all of it is. And not only did they do that with the refinery here, but they added the second layer of warp range. All right? So, yeah, I expect that they're going to be a little bit squishy. I expect that no one is really ever going to need 3 ships to do these at your own level. And who is ever going to have 3 ships at the warp capability of exceeding your level? I think that the targets were probably decently well designed, but they needed to be in low warp space, which I know sounds crazy. They could have been, I don't want to say token locked. They could have been G6 locked, but I should be able to get to a level 70 target. And K9 Tooth should be able to get to a level 75 target, which, by the way, hasn't been designed, but it should have been. This was a Scopely promise years ago, was that they were actually going to develop content that allowed the top of the bracket to still punch up.
Yeah, to plan ahead.
Yeah. They actually promised that. They literally said, hey, we are going to come out if 70 is the top of our content. And by the way, when they promised this, it was 60 was the top of the content. Then when we develop new targets, we'll develop up to 64 or 65. They actually said they would do that. This is years ago. It's never once happened. Never once. And now that you can get to 70, K92 says this is why they need to start creating level 75. Well, they said they were going to do that years ago. They've never done it. Because what they have done here and again is, and again, I know this is a 0.1% thing, but trust me, people, you will eventually run into this mechanic somewhere. You will eventually run into the mechanic where you top it out. How about this? Here's one that everybody has to experience. It's the most pain in the butt event ever. How about killing exchange hostiles? How many of you guys, level 40 and above, hate the fact that event still scales with ops, even though there's not a target over level 40?
Disaster.
That is the stupidest thing. And by the way, I have complained about that for 3 years. 3 years. There should be a milestone that stops at ops 40. There should not be a higher milestone for an ops 50 or an ops 55 or an ops 60 or an ops 70. There should not be. Because why? The content stopped at 40. So all you're actually making me do is kill 100 more than somebody who's ops 40.
Precisely.
Same thing for Cardassian armadas. Terrible, terrible, terrible scaling. By the way, they promised this years ago that they were going to fix it. They never did. And they just rolled out brand spanking new content that suffers from the same short-sighted attitude. So I'm going to come back and say, why am I not interested in doing these things? Why have I not run one yet? Why am I not excited about it? Because there's artificial gateway after artificial gateway. The rewards don't look that great. The refinery is bloated, and I just don't care. Now, this is not what I was going to talk about tonight, but here we are. Right?
The refinery is unexciting for the G6 armadas.
Juby says they're easy to do. Okay. But the refinery's not. I got to run like 3 or 4 of these just to get a single pull.
Yeah, like, are they worth it?
They're not.
Hmm.
Webster says that things that feels like it's probably working as intended. That's my point. It's not good design. If these targets, and I'm going to leave it right here, if these targets were actually put into a section of space that did require G6 to be able to get into, but still allowed a punch-up mechanic. Not only that, but allowed players like K9 Tooth to punch a 75. That allowed Jules Verne to punch a 65. But I'm weak sauce, so I could punch a 61 or 62. But I can grow as I'm strong enough to grow. I can hit the target that I'm qualified to hit. Not that I'm artificially locked behind. You know? And I didn't disco there, Pirate Yard, because I still haven't bought it. Now, Mimi says 3 to 4 armadas per pull is the intended design for solo armadas all the way through. I know, Mimi. Tell me one time that's actually held true. Just once. Just tell me one time that they actually made it work. Because it never has. Mimi says this time. Well, that's fair. They did. And you know what?
Got you there.
Yeah, you got me there. And you know what? That's fair. They did. They got it on this one. But it's so underwhelming compared to all the others that it's like there eventually gets to a point where there's precedent, right? And because this feels less rewarding, I don't feel excited about it. Otter says when you cap out Bajordan, you can't punch up. Yeah, yes. But you can single ship. No, I guess you're kind of fundamentally right. But I still don't have I'm not having trouble with that. We did have trouble with that in the beginning, feeding that refinery. I don't feel like we're having trouble with that refinery now. So, I don't know. But yeah, I know. Mimi says they'll get easier. Oh, of course they will. You know what won't get easier? Warp range.
Well, unless you disco.
And we're not having that trouble with Bajorian because we can punch up.
Well, and you can get ships there.
We were able to hit higher. That's right.
Mimi wanted Steven's errands. There you got him. There you go. There's Steven's errands. They wanted you to come in and say, DJ, sit down and be wrong. All right. Listen.
Initially, you couldn't, right? The warp ranges were high, but they fixed it, and they dropped all the warp ranges in Bajorian.
Well, here's the thing. That this warp space is artificially gated, first of all, to the point where I'm probably never going to have 3 ships that can do it. Now, fortunately, I can single ship these things, or it looks like I might be able to. But if I couldn't, I wouldn't be able to run them because nobody's going to have 3 ships at warp 1300. I mean, if I asked right now, even Canine Tooth, do you have 3 ships? This is probably a bad example. I'm going to ask it anyway. Jonathan Ingram, do you have 3 ships that can get? Okay, he says yes. All right, never mind. I was just asking.
With Cindy.
It's got to wail harder.
We had the Zindy Armadas the other day. I did 6. I ran 6, and I still couldn't pull a refine.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
There you go.
And
Anyway.
I'm still a million close. I'd have to run another 2 or 3 Zindy Armadas to try and do that.
Got a Dolphin Harder. Can the Gorn ship get your ships there? No, I don't think the Gorn ship is capable of the warp range. I don't think. Somebody tell me wrong. Yeah, Bill, I did ask John. I wanted the extreme case. All right. If it's fundamentally possible, then fine. But I don't think. Balabomb says 3 epics. 3 epics can do it. Really? People build 3 epics? I don't build 3 epics.
You built 2.
Well, yeah, but I'm not tearing both of them up either.
Well,
I only built 1.
Jonathan Ingram says don't need 3 epics, only 2 epics and a cube. Okay.
there you go.
All right, fine. What else am I doing with the G5? I probably should be. I don't have the trite or the dill. I'm out of both. John, I need my resources back. Okay. So G6 solo armadas. There you go. Squishy, capable. Not the most rewarding things in the game. They are easy. Okay. Maybe they're not the worst thing. Jules says he actually likes the refinery because it's providing him rare. And you know what? That's a fair point. I can't earn rare right now. Even my refinery doesn't even pay me uncommon. I'm having to do that with events. So he likes the refinery for that capability. That's fair. I'll accept that as well. I guess what I'm after is Scopely said that G6 Solar Armadas were meant to be the next challenge. And they still have not fulfilled that obligation. And instead of this actually being a challenge to those that it should be a challenge for, all they've actually done is artificially gated players that are trying to grow out of it. And yeah, I do mean players that are trying to grow. Like me, a 61 who has no business doing these because I have 1 ship that can barely get there. You know what I'm saying? There's no room for growth for me. So the refinery is just meh. Now, eventually, when I build multiple ships, and maybe that was their intent all along, was for me to build more ships and get more ships and spend more on ships. And sure, that's all fine and good. Probably not. Or at least not anytime soon. Yeah. That might be why the content feels a little underwhelming to me. I don't know. There could be a lot of reasons. But it's not. It's underwhelming to the rest of the G6 community, too, it seems. So, I don't know. There is that, Cruzito says. You're forgetting about that new paid-only forbidden technology. You're right. I am. I am forgetting about the new quantum slipstream drive, which can increase your base warp range by 15%, but only on one ship. Only on one ship. Yeah. All right. Now, granted, here, we will play with this on Tuesday. I might be surprised. We're going to tinker with it on Tuesday. We'll try to run a loot crew with 1 ship and see how we do on loot. Maybe the refinery will feel better. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't done one yet. but it just doesn't look that exciting at this particular point. And from those who are playing in it, it doesn't feel that exciting as well.
Manic Gamer says you're also forgetting about Fleet Commander Lorca.
All right, Fleet Commander Lorca. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Fleet Commander Lorca. Yes, we're there. Somebody wake up Andy. Wake up Andy. Oh, Balabom asked a question about G6 Solo Armada. So circling back. Thank you for your question, Balabom.
You never left. You can't circle back.
I appreciate your question. Thank you for your question, Balabom. Where do you get the directives? Fortunately, it's just a gift chest right up here. Gift chest, uncommon galactic directives. There it is. They give you 3 a day. From what I can tell, I have not. Yes, that was a very good bait and switch, except I didn't charge you any money. Right. So that's where you're getting them. They cost 100. You're getting 3 a day. The sourcing is actually decent. Okay. And it's free. And from what I can tell, there's no cap. Has anybody seen a cap on them? I've not seen a cap. I've not seen a cap yet, so that actually looks good. If I'm going to praise something, I'm going to praise the fact that the sourcing is good. 3 starts a day. That's fantastic. Maybe I am short selling it. Maybe if I do the 3 every single day, that I should be getting my Armada pulls. Maybe that's the thing.
There you go.
That makes it grindy then.
It does.
Fail. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Why would I want engagement? God, Scopely. I never said I wanted engagement. I was praising this arc. I'm just impossible to please this month. Yay, a new loop. All right, there you go. Everybody go to 61 so you can play in the new loop. I'm kidding. I'm being very, very sarcastic right now. This may end up being something good. I didn't realize that we were getting 3 starts a day. That actually looks pretty good.
On the comments, yeah, they're giving them away.
We will dive into this on Tuesday. Okay, we're going to get deep in it on Tuesday. I've got to talk about Lorca. People are going to start unsubbing to the channel. Huh? What?
You get the 3 starts. The whole last hour of discussion has been null and void now.
No, I still suggest that the growth potential in this is artificially gated. All right, really, truthfully.
Oh, no.
The warp rate, the warp locks on this content is terrible. Listen, warp locks existed on all of the other solo armadas, and if you don't remember, we were successful in removing those from every other solo armada mechanic. It started with Bajorn, we got that lowered. It went to Borg, we got that lowered. All right, here we see the same thing again with G6. I don't see that they're probably going to lower it because it is consistent with other G6 space, but you're not going to likely have 3 ships to get there. At least I'm not. Now Jonathan Ingram is, but not me. So it is better than 1 start a week, and I can do this. Crazy says, DJ, it's now past my bedtime. Can you post this to YouTube so we can talk about Lorca tomorrow?
Yes, we will do that.
Moving right along.
Fleet Commander Spock. Hurricane has a question about Fleet Commander Spock. Let's talk about Spock. I'm kidding. I'm joking. That was a terrible.
Did you want to take a commercial break before we go on to this segment?
Should I take a commercial break, Mr. Producer?
Well, I mean, it has been an hour and 43 minutes, so why not? Why not?
Oh, come on.
It's only been an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Squirrel. No, I don't need to take a break. I didn't have anything planned for tonight. We'll just let the. All right, fine. We'll do a fake break. All right. This is a fake break. This is in which I will tell the podcast audience we'll be right back, and we'll let Patreon or Podbean or whatever insert ads, but I'm not actually going to take a break. Is that how we do it? So,
sure.
So it might actually be that we just come right back. I mean, maybe that happens. If you're listening in podcast on playback, maybe nobody wants to advertise on Podbean anymore. So maybe we're just going to be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back right after these special words. 1,000. 2 1,000. 3 1,000.
Alligator. Count alligator.
3 1,000. Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. What's going on?
And I really need this bathroom. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Wood Cannon says it is so late. Well, welcome back from break, everybody. Oh, man. When was the last time you heard this song? Oh, that was great.
1998.
1998. What a great song that was. That was super spectacular. I'm going to have to play that on the first DJ stream. We're going to talk about Fleet Commander Lorca right after I give you an update on the new channel. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Rage quit.
How many people have in an anger induced rage just unsubbed from the channel tonight? Wood Cannon says, "Damn it, DJs! I have a busy week." Me too. This is why I wasn't even going to.
Do not start recounting your week. Do not.
So here's what had happened was. What had happened was, see, Friday.
Oh, God.
I know. We all have a busy week in Nashville.
DJ, we're going to be seeing some of these people in person in 4 days. Don't poke the bear, okay?
Wood Cannon, you can save your complaints to file them in person. All right. No. Sugar Fat Man says unfollowed. All right, Fleet Commander Kirk. Let's get to it. All right. All right, fine. Lorca.
Having too much fun with it.
We are having a little bit of fun with this. Ladies and gentlemen, Fleet Commander Lorca, okay? We've got stuff for you. All right, here, I'm going to read you a couple of factoids first, Griffin, okay? Got a couple of factoids for you first. Then we're going to go into how we found the data. Shout out to Jules Verne, who I did see in the audience. See, what you guys don't know, by the way, is that I actually was just stalling for an hour and a half because Jules said that he was running behind and he could be here a little bit later in the show. All right,
perfect.
That's really actually 100% what I was waiting on. I see Jules Verne in the audience, so it might be about that time where he can actually come up and talk to us on stage. We'll see. But here are some key facts about Fleet Commander Lorca. What tier is my Lorca? Tier 1, level 1. I've done nothing with him. I promised to save it for you guys. All right? So I've done nothing. Done no skills. I've done nothing. He's tier 1, level 1. I've done nothing. Okay? I am going to give you guys What? Wood Cannon? I'm so confused. Don't distract me right now. Here are some key factoids about Fleet Commanders in general. Okay? Let's start here. Rank 13. Rank 13 out of 20 on a Fleet Commander is exclusive to Ops 40+ because of rare Fleet Commander credit sourcing in the Borg Solo Armada chest. Okay? So if you are below 39 and you get Fleet Commander Lorca, you would be locked to rank 12. Okay. Rank 18 is exclusive to G5 due to the epic Fleet Commander sourcing in Borg Solo Armada credits. Or Borg Solo Armada chests. Okay?
He needs a lot. He needs a lot.
He does need a lot. Okay. So if you're G4, you're limited to rank 17. We're not talking about skill points yet, Divine. We're talking about credits. Credits. Now, you say that the Titan refinery gives those credits. I'm not aware that it does, but let's double check. I don't believe that it does.
Fragments.
That's correct. Skill points only, Divine. No credits. Okay. Vic says fake news, not fake news. Okay. This, by the way, is from the mouth of Jules Verne. So if you think it's fake, you yell at him. Skill points. You will get 23,000. Wait, that can't be right. You get 23,395 for maxing a Fleet Commander to level 100. Is that right?
Well, yeah, because you get like 200, 250, 300 a level.
Woo!
And more at the end. Sure.
23,395 Lorca skill points from maxing him to level 100. That's big time.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said I'm at level 67 now, pulling 280 skill points per level, so that'll add up quick.
Well, that's what he says. 23,395 skill points from maxing him at level 100, which, if you are a 51 plus, you should potentially be able to do. To make everybody aware, there are 3 efficiencies that exist for skill points. Jules prepared this in a total top-down like what you should be doing kind of thing, which is, again, I haven't studied it, which is why I haven't done anything on Lorca. Fleet readiness, which, by the way, is a Dolomide Prime.
Yep.
A Dolomide Prime. A 25% efficiency on skill points.
Where does that live?
Fleet readiness probably lives in the galaxy tree. Probably not. Let's see if we can figure it out. Station tree, says Mentor. Let's take a look. Station tree and fleet commander readiness.
I'm looking.
Looking as well. I probably don't have it, which probably means I should look at it before I start doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, oh, no, Fleet Refinery Award. I have that one.
Yeah,
Nope,
I'm still looking. I'm still looking. I don't see it. I don't see it. Top row.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Fleet readiness. Yep, I don't have it.
Where?
Fleet readiness. Station tree, about halfway through. Costs 1,200 Dolomide particles. Station tree, column 39, row 1. Increases base cost efficiency of Fleet Commander skill points when upgrading Fleet Commander abilities. It is a 25% boost, and it costs 1,200 Dolomide particles, and I don't have it.
I don't have that either.
And if we go back to when we got everyone got these Dolomide particles from the training, whose name is written beside Fleet Readiness as one of their top 3 choices?
I don't remember. I don't remember that chart. You might have to point that out to us. All right.
Okay. Great news. I've got the Prime. What's next?
Oh, he didn't have the Prime yet. Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Next, Commander's Prerogative. Commander's Prerogative. That is an X-Borg favor. All right.
Oh, I know. And I'm on level 1 of that. I'm so mad.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
Idiot.
What?
I blew that.
How are you on level 1?
I'm on level 1.
Export
What
favor.
favors do you have done?
Fleet Commander Readiness. Let me see if I can find that one. I don't know that I've focused on it either. Oh, yeah.
It's
no,
like
I
I
sure
only
did.
have 6 favors left to level up. I'm done, like almost all of them.
I have not played a smart game in this faction store. Okay.
All right, there you go. So my Commander's Prerogative is indeed max. So Stratolorians. So is Light Balls. Good for you.
Oh, you go just suck an egg. Okay.
Swimbot says, I've got that one max too.
Oh,
right.
Good job, Swimbot.
There you go. Congratulations, dude. Way to be a great player. Yes.
Now, do you have the credits for it, or are you going to have to buy another pack?
Ooh.
I don't have the rare credits. I do not have the rare credits for it.
There's a pack for that.
Don't buy a pack for that.
I spent them all on the stupid NX01 hack thing to get up to the God mode. I did that.
Why?
I don't know. I thought it would be fun. I thought it'd be exciting to do, and now here I am regretting my choices. I chose poorly, and I blame Jules.
God mode NX01.
Yeah, the God mode NX01.
Got the
where
God
you can
mode
go
NX01.
into where you can go into
get 100%.
Never die.
100% hull regen.
You mean the repair?
Yeah. I mean,
The
it would
repair stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I got that too, but I didn't spend a pack for it.
Well, good for you. Congratulations. I'm very happy for all of you for great success.
Lastly, the third and final one comes in another Fleet Commander. That would be in 7 of 9. Fleet Commander 7 of 9 is Fleet Commander Protocols, which is an always-on skill, and she's going to give you 12%. I have no idea where it actually is.
It's the very last in the middle.
Right here. There you go. See, I've only got 2% out of that one, so I'm going to have to work on that one a little bit. Increasing the base cost efficiency of skill points for all fleet commanders. It is always on, and that can get you up to 12% if you max that out. Unfortunately, that requires a command center of level 50, and it is very, very expensive.
Skill points.
Wire speed indicates that is so expensive. Now, ordinarily, I would agree with you. It takes a gargantuan number of skill points and rare skill points to max this thing up, doesn't it? Lots of it. Lots of it. And as a matter of fact, Voltron points out that level 5 of this research needs Command Center 53. All right. Just level 5 requires 273 rare skill points and 2,700 normal skill points.
It's a lot of rare skill points.
That's a lot of rare skill points. The good news is that Lorca doesn't use rare skill points, and Lorca doesn't use anything from the Titan refinery. So you might as well dump them into 7.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, if you have everything else done that you want to do, it's probably worth it because Lorca's not going to be using that sourcing. And Lorca doesn't use rare skill points. All right. So this may be something that's worth looking at now. Jonathan Ingram says it really wasn't worth it until they released Lorca, and now it might actually be something worth talking about. Well, hopefully some of you guys can get in there and do that. So here are your fun little factoids, courtesy of Jules Verne, relating to efficiencies for skill points and the amount of skill points that you can get from leveling and tiering up the new Lorca Fleet Commander. Now, what we have, I've got a bunch of charts, okay? Got a bunch of stuff. I'm going to show you everything on screen, and I'm going to show you everything in the graphics room. I'm going to do all this stuff, all right? And for the record, I really wish Jules were here because I am not 1,000% 1 million ready to teach on this because I don't understand some of it because I don't have all of it.
That's because Jules Verne, we love you, but you abbreviate too much, and we don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Actually,
on your wonderful spreadsheets.
No, he gave me a gazillion pages of notes. I just don't know how to read them all because he is way smarter than I am.
Me too.
All right, he's super smarter than me, okay? All right, first chart is in the graphics room. This is what he says. I've included this graphic to show how they have rebalanced his prerequisites compared to the other fleet commanders, all right? So what we are looking at here is Kirk, Spock, Locutus, 7 of 9, Janeway, Sloan, and now Lorca over here on the side. What we are looking at on the left-hand side of this image is how many skills are available under Command Center 40, okay?
Okay.
And he also ranked these in order of meh skills, good skills, or the best skills. All right. Now, what is interesting about this is that he ranks these and talks about how many of them are locked behind which decade of the command center. For example, with Kirk, there are 5 amazing skills, all available to unlock below Command Center 40. Okay? 7 more that are pretty decent under Command Center 40, and 5 that he doesn't really care about. Between Command Center 40 and 50, you've got 2 more that are amazing. And then at Command Center 50 plus, you got 2 more that are amazing there. If we take a look at Spock, he says that just comparatively, this actually looks to me like he ranks Spock as one of the best fleet commanders that exist up to this point.
Wow. Yeah. Efficiency Spock.
Well, let me rephrase. Spock is the most expensive.
He's not ranking Spock as good because
that's right. Yeah, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. His skills are deep command center heavy, is what I meant to say. I apologize. See, again, I wish he was here.
And even though it's a high number, you got to remember that 6 of those 7, you only get to have 1 of the 3 active at a time. Yeah. So even though he's got 7 really good skill points at the end, you're only really getting 3 active at a time.
Well, not only that, but it requires a significantly higher command center before you get to the good stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
That's another thing to point out. Now, we could go through all of these, even Sloan. All right? But what Jules wanted to compare this to or display is that literally every single skill for Fleet Commander Lorca is available under Command Center 40. As a matter of fact, there are no skills that require Command Center 40 or 50 to unlock.
Just like the Arc Runner promised, much more accessible.
He also says that out of all of his skills, now I want to compare this number to some of the other commanders. Out of all of his skills, he ranks only 4 of them as meh, 7 of them as good, and 19 of them as amazing. You look at any other fleet commander, nobody has any one category other than Spock of the best or the amazing skills at 5 or higher, yet Lorca has 19.
That's crazy.
19 skills.
Man, how do you prioritize amongst 19?
Well, Jules is going to come up with a guide for us on that. This 30,000 skill points that you will get off of maxing Fleet Commander Lorca is actually not going to get you very far, he says. I would break this up into 3 typical play styles and then focus all of your spend on what's important to you. He breaks them up into efficiency, then PvP, then PvE.
Wow.
Okay? This is going to be very, very important as you go through. All right? And he says that the key to look at before anything else is Lorca's Fist. His active ability. At 12 out of 15, he will net double Jules Verne's damage output. You got to remember, he's a G6 player. At level 12, he net doubles his damage output, which is huge for him. Lasting even only 1 minute, it can make a major impact on tough targets, whether it be PvP, armadas, Q trials, or etc. Okay? This is a brief rundown of the Lorca's Fist active ability, the cooldown, and the duration. Now, Jonathan Ingram disagrees compared to the investment versus the efficiencies. Jonathan Ingram, I would expect you to say that because you don't struggle with anything in the game. This, again, comes down to exactly what Jules Verne just stated. This depends on what is important to you. Jonathan Ingram is going to say efficiencies are more important to him. Some people might say that PvP is more important to them. Others might say that PvE is more important to them. Now, Cabbage says, I agree with Jonathan Ingram. That makes sense because you're also a G6 player. I totally get that. All right. I would
prioritize impulse speed.
Do what?
I prioritize the impulse speed more than anything.
Me personally, I actually very much like investing into efficiencies first. I've always preached that. All right, make it cheaper now so that you get more long term or more long run. You get more longevity out of the same number of skill points. Yeah. All right, so I have always liked that. He does. He's very, very happy with Lorca's Fist. Okay? Now, again, from somebody who can kill anything in the game compared to somebody who cannot, that perspective makes sense. I don't necessarily think that I disagree. I do like efficiencies, Jonathan. And I'm going to look and see because I'm going to end up with roughly 32,000 points, it looks like. I'll get 24 from maxing him plus, 28,000. I got 24 from maxing him, plus I've already got 8,000 points. No, how many do I have already? 4,000 or 8,000? I bought 2 packs. I think I've got 4,000. I bought the Lorca pack, and then I bought the seat. So I'm going to have 4,000. Yeah, so I'm going to have basically 28,000 skill points. All right, not going to get us very, very far because here is a chart of how many skill points it's actually going to cost to max him out, if you will, and that would be 140,000 skill points.
Wow.
140,000.
The whole thing, though. The whole caboodle.
That's everything. That's everything. Fleet Commander's specific skill point cost, his total is 140,400. Okay?
Without the efficiencies.
Without any efficiency. Yeah, these are base numbers. Base
like 50
numbers.
Something,
okay.
50-something thousand if you got them all.
If you have them all?
Yeah.
So the Prime, which is $100. Actually, well, I mean, it could have been free in Dolomite. Obviously, it wasn't for me. I'm going to have to buy that one. Is there a way to get more skill points? Not right now. Not for free. You're buying them. Okay?
Until next month.
You're buying packs until next month. Wood Cannon says, level 56, do I need him? Well, the short answer is yes.
Yes.
Short answer is
He's
yes.
a game changer. Game changer.
All right. Real quick, I'm going to throw just a couple of other things in the graphics room, stuff that we don't need to talk about tonight. But if there is a need or a desire to look at some of the extra analytics that Jules did, and you know he does amazing, amazing stuff, that will all be in the graphics room for you to circle back around and take a quick peek at. The other thing that I might actually show you guys real quick is this one right here. Because this is going to show the breakdown of skill points needed at each level. And again, I think that that's probably not as important right now since there is no sourcing on him at this particular moment. But as we can see, this data shows two different things, right? Depends on how you want to interpret it. Is he more expensive as you level him up? Yes. But are you unlocking more skills as you level him up earlier? Then also yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what you can see. Basically, the number of skill points required by rank is higher in both cases, but that's also because you're unlocking more skills by rank as well. So there is something to be said for that, and that is what game design offered to do. Resla says they end up being the same at the end, and you are correct. As a matter of fact, he's not the most expensive one. He's the second most expensive one, but Fleet Commander Sloan is actually more expensive at 144,000. Okay?
Interesting.
In total skill points. And again, this is base before any efficiencies. All right? Now, if we want to take a look at the skills themselves, which I think we should probably do, let's take a look at one of Jules Verne's most amazing things. What him and Blue are amazing at doing is putting everything into a spreadsheet. And I am going to share this link with you now. Let me see, copy link, and I'll put this into the chat and into the graphics room. This is the spreadsheet to Fleet Commanders and Command Center. By the way, this is not a new sheet. It's been a work in progress. It's been available all throughout the time. And it is a work in progress. There's some things that we don't know yet in here. But long story short, you can see some of the stuff that they have been working on with the Fleet Commander upgrade costs, the number of skill points. This one is obviously super nice to see here, which is not a secret. We've already explained this, that Lorca requires 0 rare skill points. All right, so that is completely normal, or not normal, rather, but completely what we expected. Okay? Now, if we come in and take a look at some of these ratings, this is where they were talking about some of the skills that are, and I did put this image into the graphics room. It's one of the first ones we did. Thank you. And you know what? I've got a million thank yous that I need to read. I'll probably do that here in just a second. I have not forgotten you guys. Thank you. And I'm sorry if I should have read your name earlier and I didn't. I haven't done it, Griffin, for like the last hour and a half. So I'm very, very sorry. But looking at Lorca, there are a ton of these abilities, and we can go through and take a look. Like in this particular screenshot or this particular part of the spreadsheet, he literally laid out every level of every skill. All right, so there is a ton, just an absolute ton of stuff for you to look at. As a matter of fact, one thing that we could do in this particular sheet is just limit everything to level 1 so that we can see all the unique skills. And here they are.
Oh, there you go.
Unique skills that are available. And I'm going to actually take this out just a little bit. Jules will probably be mad at me for changing stuff, but I'm going to do it. Okay? Right here, I'm going to copy and paste this into the graphics room. This is a list of all of the unique skills and the tree in which it lives. And I'm going to turn off the camera so those of you on screen can copy and paste this if you want. It is also in the graphics room at the timestamp 10:08 p.m. Eastern Time, September 8th. There are 30 skills here. Is that right? 30 skills. There you go. I can always make a copy. Well, I could. Yo, Pixelate, thank you. I should say thank you to everybody else, and I will here in just a moment. Increasing apex barrier, but doesn't work against armadas. Okay. Increasing base weapon damage against chimeras and armadas on duty. Yeah. It probably gets really big, and we're going to look at that here in a moment. Increasing artifact shards cost efficiency. Ooh.
Yep.
I like that one.
Big
Increasing base cost efficiency for battleship parts. And I presume that there would be other ships as well. Increasing base value of piercing stats against armadas and invading entities. That doesn't seem exciting. But, I mean, listen, I spent the first part of the show downplaying mitigation, and obviously it's still important, but Isolytic I feel like is more important these days, but yada, yada, yada. Increasing base officer stats. That's an always on. That's probably really, really good. I'm probably going to have to invest in that one since you guys are all saying I'm all weak sauce. Okay?
Yeah, that one goes up to 1,000%.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Woo!
Sorry if I'm jumping the gun by throwing out numbers.
Well, we'll look at them here in a second. Right now, I just wanted to go through the skills. But then, I tell you what, here's what we'll do. You guys pick out maybe 4 or 5 or 6 that are your favorites, and we'll go back and look at the bonuses because we can see all those. Okay? Jaboo says, talk about the impulse speed one. Works everywhere. It's the only one that works in waves, and you need to select one of them. Wait, what? The impulse speed choice.
2.
One works everywhere, and one only works in waves, and you got to select one of them. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the everything one.
Don't
Well, it
pick the wave
depends.
one.
It depends. Maybe the
Don't-
wave defense one has a better boost.
No, it's the same.
It's the same
Oh,
thing.
that is dumb then.
Yeah.
The one
is
that's
stupid.
not in waves is after you hit a hostile. So the only time the other one is better is in a wave before you hit a hostile. As soon as you hit one hostile, it's the same either way.
That's
Correct.
dumb.
So that is dumb. Somebody dropped the ball kind
Well,
of.
good. There's
that
one skill
option.
you don't have to invest in.
Correct. Yeah. 0 on one and max the other.
Yeah, there's one skill you don't even have to do. All right. Increasing research cost efficiency for materials and resources. That sounds like a Spocker right there.
And it's all
lowers-
one skill.
Lowers your
Resource
weapons warm-up time during station defense.
Yeah.
If it's been affected by another effect. Ooh, this one made people mad the other day.
Anti-ROM.
This
Yep.
one made people mad the other day. This one made people mad. Basically,
Made all the base crackers mad. They were all happy about Sloan working on the offense, and now they bring one out for the defense, and they're all up in arms. Oh,
well,
That's true. Well,
here's the thing. I'm mad at it for a different reason. But I've complained about this for 3 years. It's almost like they can't come up with other ideas because this is another checksum zero research. It only matters until everybody has it, and then it does nothing to anybody. It's a counter to the prime. It's still paid. I mean, I hate circular research like that. I mean, I know there's probably not really another way to do it. All right. Pong says the bold defense is back, baby. Yeah, it is.
yeah, it is.
It is. But again, I'm not mad about it from that perspective. I'm mad about it because they keep designing themselves in circles. I mean, maybe there's not another choice. Maybe a game this deep and this involved has no choice but to design stuff in circles. But maybe just don't design as much stuff. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not being sarcastic. I don't know what the answer is, but I hate that stuff. You remember those researches where, hey, if you do this research, you're 30% more likely to do this. But if you do this research, you're also 30% less likely to do this. And if both people have done both researches, you are literally at checksum zero.
the cloaking ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate research like that. But I mean, I guess all research is like that. You know, I mean, I guess there's not really a way around it. But nonetheless, there you go. Okay. There's the cost efficiency for Explorer parts, which we were looking for a minute ago. We saw Battleship. Cost efficiency for materials and resources for ship components. Cost efficiency for reactors and catalysts when tearing up forbidden tech.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Increasing isolytic damage for all ships. That's great. There's the speed one you guys were talking about. Increasing hull health points for all ships, always on. That's nice.
Especially at the max.
Cost efficiency. I can see that being important for some people. Isolytic defense for all ships, always on. All right, that's good too. Listen, as Isolytic gets more and more and more, Isolytic defense becomes more and more important. Shield health points, all ships, always on. Increase your critical hit chance if your opponent has any status effect. Cost efficiency for materials on buildings. Cost efficiency for resources on buildings. Ooh, a loot bonus here. Increasing a base amount of raw materials obtained when moving off of a mining node. We've seen a few of those in the game already. Weapon damage against players, warp speed for all ships, and impulse speed while in a wave defense. All right. You guys have seen the skills. Let's talk about 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 of the most exciting ones. All right, we'll spend 15, 20 minutes on this. Somebody in the chat, give me your most exciting one. Some people were already talking about the Isolytic damage. We could look at that one. It's called Isolytic Fury. All right, let's see what Isolytic Fury does. We're going to clear that, select all, and we'll come over here to Isolytic Fury. Okay, let's see what clear and do Fury. Okay, Isolytic Fury is going to be a 15 level research. It will end up costing. Are these individual or is these running totals? Holy smokes.
That's total for all.
No, that's individuals. Yeah.
Holy smokes. So you're going to spend 4,000 just on that one. But where's the bonus? Oh, we don't have it yet.
It starts at.
Finish it yet.
Oh, Jules is here. Everybody, look, Jules is here.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard the baby.
I'll let him tell you.
What's up, Jules?
How you doing?
Oh, good evening. Welcome back, man. First of all, just quick timeout. How are you? How is life? How's the house?
I'm not living in it yet. I'm actually living in my mother-in-law's basement.
Oh, well, what's wrong with that? Life is great.
It's come full circle. I'm a nerd again.
Are you okay, man? It's been a while since we heard from you. I know life has been absolutely crazy. Are you well?
Yes. No, the family is healthy, happy. We've got contractors working on our house, and I want it done right and not necessarily done fast. So
Totally understand.
Yeah,
yes,
get that.
Correct answer. Right.
Taking a little bit of a break, hanging out at the parents' house, which is close by in the new house, and letting them do it correctly. And I'm, I myself am a carpenter, so when I see something done incorrectly, I can't not look at it for the rest of the time. So I'm gonna have them stop, fix it, do it right.
Yeah, I get that, man. Well, I'm really, really glad to hear from you. It's super good that you're doing well, and just appreciate you taking some time, and obviously taking the time to put together all of this data. Let me just ask you very quickly. Fleet Commander Lorca, is he worth it to you? Because he looks stupid. Looks good.
Oh, that's a silly question.
He's stupid worth it. Now, the real question is the skill packs worth it?
Yes, yes, they are. They're worth them all.
No, I do. I think that. Yeah, I think unlocking him is key. I think once the free-to-play path is announced and that sourcing path is found, everyone should be chasing it. I know there are some players who did not chase Slum because of a high cost, but I think that Lorca will prove to be so valuable that you cannot go without getting him. And just like the designer of Lorca kind of told us ahead of time, was saying, there's just a little bit of everything in here. And I think that's entirely true. There's something for everybody in the Lorca tree, and each one of those things is good.
A few moments ago, I read your synopsis where you said that you really liked Lorca's Fist. Some of the chat indicated that the cost in skill points might not be worth the fact that you only get a minute a day. How would you respond to players if you were looking at efficiency as compared to Lorca's Fist, for example? Is 1 minute a day actually worth it?
I'm not going to disagree with players who are in the boat in which they do not need help punching up on a target. If they're in the boat where they said, I can kill any target I can reach, nothing is a challenge, I don't need a little bit of an extra boost, then don't worry about it. But if you are a player who's, just entering G6 and you want to punch up an armada, maybe that's you, DJs, on Tuesday. Lorca's Fist could be really helpful there. If you're a player who does not have Janeway and wants to punch up on Q's trials, that's really good there. If you are trying to hit a really high level hosto or a mission boss that you couldn't previously kill, that's great. Or, and I haven't mentioned this before, but PvP targets. This works against PvP targets. For me, at my level, I can get it up to level 12 out of 15, which gives me 13,000% damage. And that about doubles my damage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Just to throw that out there, if it's a 13% or 13,000% boost and it doubles your damage, would that be wild to reverse engineer that and say that you've got 13,000% damage already in the game? I got
between 10 and 12, depending on the target I'm hitting. And I was hitting an armada, and it was more than double what I was doing. And it allowed me to do, some crazy things like, basically one shipping a 65 armada with a G5 ship. So, that's just silly, and I know that you were already talking earlier about how these armadas are squishy, but just to see that kind of power gap between what the ship should be able to do and what it can do using all of the tools available in this game, that Fist is great. It's great for being able to do that. But there's players, I will say that there's players who don't need that, who do not need that extra boost in damage. They want more damage for longer durations. They want Isolytic Fury, what you're showing now. They want that base Isolytic up to 20% all of the time. And that's going to be more worth it to them.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because this is Isolytic. What I've got on the screen right now is Isolytic Fury. This is one of the ones we were talking about. We can see that it maxes out at 20%. We can also see that that's going to cost us 4,000 skill points. Essentially, let me just kind of lay this out. If you are a G5 player and you are able to take Lorca to level 100 right off the bat, then you're looking at 24,000 skill points. If you have Lorca at this moment, you paid for him, which means you've got another 2,000 skill points. And if you bought a fleet commander slot for him, then you paid for that. Let me rephrase. If you paid for a slot this month, then you got another 2,000 skill points. Okay? So most people who have Lorca today are going to be looking anywhere between 24 and 26,000 skill points.
Yeah.
If you're a G5 player. G4 is less, okay? G4 is going to be less. How do we prioritize these? I know that you had said it kind of depends on what you want. Efficiency, PvP, PvE, right? But have we mapped out kind of a strategy on what would be most important out of these three particular playstyle categories?
Not in particular, but I think that I think that the hard part is that there's a lot of good things in here. I'm a very efficiency-based person. That's my play style. I want to grow my ops as fast as possible, as efficiently as possible. So how do I achieve that through these skills? And I got sidetracked.
It sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like it.
I had glimmer in my eyes over that Fist. I had glimmer over my eyes over this Isolytic Fury. And I did not do all of the efficiencies that I wanted to do before I ran out of skill points.
Oh, wow.
So to me, I was like, I didn't focus on what my core game style was. The things for me for efficiency that were amazing are the artifact.
Jules got distracted by bright and shiny. I'm effed.
You have no prayer. No prayer.
I am screwed. So all right.
The fact that you waited till today is good.
Well, see, normally I would have jumped right in here. Normally, Jules, you're telling me to spend directives, do things for science for you guys. This time I waited on you, so now I know. So let's talk about it here. One of the things that I want to point out, and if I may, I am going to rank. I'm going to sort this sheet a little bit, and I apologize to anybody who's in it. I'm messing with it, and so I apologize also to Jules and Blue because I'm messing with it. Let's take a look at.
No, you shouldn't ever apologize. People can make their own copies if they wish.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm in yours.
No, you're the master. I gave you editing permissions.
Oh, thanks.
I wanted you to do
Ooh, I'm
this.
the master.
Oh, that's a mistake. That's a huge mistake.
Yeah, that was not wise. Anyway, okay, let's take a look here at Command Center level 10. Let's look at the 4 skills that are the cheapest or the earliest to unlock. Okay? Increasing base isolytic damage for all ships. That was Fury. We just looked at that. Max cargo, base shield health points, and base warp speed for all ships. Are any of these efficiency in nature? Now, by the way, what I am getting ready to do with you guys is very high level. Very, very high level. Let me give you the disclaimer. This is not what you should do. This is not the advice that you should take. This is not the order of skills in which you should upgrade. Everything is completely customizable and looking at your own playstyle and your own account and your own progression with Command Center and your own progression with Borg Solo Armadas. All I am going to do is chunk these out for you and maybe point out certain points along the way that might be more important to look at, okay? There is no right or wrong way to play with this fleet commander. It is only what is good for you because this fleet commander has literally skills for everything, for everybody, as Jules pointed out, okay?
It's like a candy store, totally.
It is. Go through. You're going to have 24 to 28,000 points.
A little bit.
Scroll up. Did I miss something? Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I missed something. So, Command Center level 1.
Right.
Command Center level 1. Officer stats. God, that's a good one.
Easy.
Right up front. Okay. Research cost
Good
efficiency for
Don't do it.
materials and resources. That's a Spock. That is almost a weekend must have.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this one right here, Killing Impulse, I'd say skip that one. If I'm understanding it correctly, skip that one.
No, that's the one you want.
That's the one you
Killing?
want.
Killing is the one
That's
you want.
the one you want.
don't want the wave
Skip the one with the waves. That's obviously what I was saying,
Yeah.
Matters. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
I knew what you meant, even
Yeah.
though it might not have been what you said.
All right. That's the speed one you want. Skip the other speed one. Repair cost efficiency for all your ships. I mean, is that a thing for you? Increase amount of raw materials obtained when moving off a mining node.
Ooh, I love that.
This one is not as exciting to me, but I
Not bad for
don't get off on
you.
mining. All right, so I don't
Yeah.
care.
Try
Well, it
mining
helps.
20 million trillium D and getting that extra 2 at the end. Boom.
No, this is, well, do we know? Let's look. Tenacious digging in tactician.
This is just
This might, it
Materials.
says materials. Okay. So it says materials. Let's look. Let's look in game. This is called tenacious digging. Increases base amount of raw mats obtained when moving off a mining node. My guess is this is going to be crystal gas and ore, guys.
gas and ore. But it can be good for players like yourself, DJs, who are trying to get to the point where they can mine, get the hazard daily done for mining.
You know, someone
help
can
yourself
correct
to
me
get
if I'm truly wrong, but I could swear that worked on Trillium D when I tried it earlier today.
Well, there is somebody in the chat who might be able to give us that data by looking at the config file if you happen to still be here. Let me shoot you a DM. I don't know if I'll have that answer in real time, but we'll try. I'm going to send a message. Hey, you... Huh? All right, I'm going to see if I can get that answer for you. Tenacious digging. Trillium is raw and is considered a material. That would be fair. He's already checking. He's listening. Thank you for being in the audience. Appreciate you. Checking the configuration file right now. All right, here's my wager. My wager is actual materials. We have always referred to as materials as crystal gas and ore, resources, steel, trite, and dill. Anything else has kind of always been its own category. But we'll find out. You wanna wager something on this?
No.
Okay. No, you guys don't want to bet mice on this. You know what the answer is going to be.
No, I'm not going to bet that. But I remember, but see, here's the thing with the Trillium D, I have that other efficiency, which is doing the same thing, that prime. So maybe that's what
nice.
I saw.
All right.
I think I just want to go back because one of the big things that is highly potent is the
Holy
dark
cow.
investigation.
I'm sorry.
This is the research.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't mean to interrupt, Jules. You go ahead. Then I'll go.
We said it's Spock-like, but I don't think you guys understand how good this is because Spock doesn't do efficiencies for material for resources at all. And its materials are level locked above Command Center 50, and they're very weak. This is
on
potent.
demand.
It can be maxed really early on. This is by far the biggest efficiency for research materials that we have seen to this point.
That being dark investigation we're talking about, correct?
Yeah, the level starts at level 1, very cheap, maxes out at 300%.
Which one? Show it to me so I can put it on screen.
It's
Which
on
one?
the wheel count. Dark investigation.
What? No, what category?
Leader.
Here we go. Dark investigation. Research cost efficiency for materials and resources all the way up to 300%. It's a 15 level research. That is absolutely amazing.
But it's a cheap level 15 research too. It doesn't break the bank to get to the max.
Guys, this is super cool. I am being told right now from the
It counts.
No, it doesn't. But this is actually super cool. And I'm being told that this is not on the live website right now on Spox.club, but this is in their next beta that they're getting ready to roll out. They're actually shooting to have this out in the next week or two. Timestamp is 10:31 p.m. Eastern time in the graphics room. They are aiming to show all conditions and restrictions, which all research applies to. You guys can see on the screen right now that, unfortunately, it does apply to only G2 through G6, crystal, gas, and ore. But very cool update on STFC, on Spox.club, by the way. That is amazing. How cool is that? That is amazing, really cool. Dude. I love really that. Cool. Love that. But it's mining, Balabom. You're not mining G7. They never have that stuff loaded in. They never have that stuff loaded in for the next generation. Okay? So, does Dark Investigation work on hazard particles? Nope. Materials and resources, which, again, the game has defined as crystal, gas, ore, trite, steel, and dill. Okay.
And just as a clear, I'm, as you know, I'm very efficiency based. I'm Ops 63, and I have around 450% of my material efficiency. This is almost doubles it. So this is crazy. One research for a very well efficiency account to double that efficiency is amazing.
I should also point out that truthfully, this sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm looking at 5 different windows. When Jules is talking about how much efficiency he has, I would imagine that data is also coming out of Spox Club. Because you can log into Spox Club and it can tell you what your research efficiencies are summed up in the game based on what it is that you're looking to do. So Spox.club, not to necessarily do a promo endorsement plug here, but it is so good. An amazing, amazing tool. And it looks like they've got some cool stuff in beta development. We should have them on here before too long to talk about it. Because this is going to help, especially players who are looking at Sigma transitions. They're going to have all those researches in there, whether or not they affect Sigma or not. So, absolutely super amazing. This Spox.club stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, check it out. Okay. Okay, now let's come back to the skill list. Okay. Coming back to the skill list. Something else that we could like. So Jules is loving the cost efficiency for resources and materials. Okay. And by the way, we can actually see if I'm going to come in, I'm going to show you. And by the way, you can do this if you make a copy of this. But what I'm going to do is also show the prerequisites for dark investigation, for example. It will show you right here if you look at each different level. So this is just an example of one. Basically what I did is I filtered out and included all levels, but only filtered out just this one skill. All right, I put it in the graphics room for you. And so it'll show you how many skill points does it cost, how much power does it provide, and what command center level and fleet commander rank you are going to need. So, as Jules just pointed out, this is an incredibly powerful research that only requires command center level 35 to max and fleet commander level 7 to max. And for the record, if you want to take a look at the total number of skill points required, it is only 2,757 skill points at base before efficiencies. So again, I point out and remind you, this, for anybody with Command Center 35, could be immediately maxed.
And hugely noticeable and significant in your game.
I mean, have we observed, are there any prerequisites? Like, if I start working on this one, does it have like multi-layer efficiencies? Like, do I have to get another skill to level 7 before I can come back and get this one to level 8?
No.
The deeper ones are, you have to do like level 1s. You can see where the branches are.
But that's it, just level 1s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
In other words, what Scopely has done with this is actually, not that I'm not taking my hat off and praising anything yet. It's still paid only content. But, Jules, one of the biggest complaints that I've always had with research trees is what?
The efficiency or dependencies.
Dependencies. Don't make me do garbage I don't want to do. Let me do the ones that I want to do. Let me focus on the stuff that I want to focus on instead of making me work on steel warehouse capacity.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
I hate having to worry about how much tritanium my generators can do before I get skill point efficiency, for example. Razla says, level 1, fine, maxing old ones, GTFO. Well, guess what? Scopely actually listened to us on this research tree, and yes, it is essentially a research tree. And let me also point out, it's a stupidly good research tree. Now, I have to be fair when I say that this research tree might as well be a prime tree, right? Might as well be a prime. Because you got to pay $100 to get it. But here comes the next question. How many primes are we actually going to get for that $100? We already know that we're going to get 24,000 skill points if you're a G5 player, okay? If you're maxing this thing to level 100, you're going to get 24,000 skill points. Jules Verne just said with 2,700 skill points, he can double his efficiency from all other researches in the game.
Huge.
That's kind of significant. Game Junior said, if you're a spender, get him. If you're not, stick to your guns. Fair. I mean, that kind of depends, right? There are certain things that we've talked about in the past that are free to play, something that you should consider. Right? If I was giving away Fleet Commander Lorcas and you won one, should you go buy a dry dock or should you buy Fleet Commander Lorca? I don't know. I mean, both of them are great. Question's up to you. But this is one of those packs that actually does have some serious, serious value, especially to somebody who doesn't have a bunch of researches and other primes in the game.
Yes.
Okay? So, I mean, that's pretty daggone significant. Jules is in here playing with the sheet while we're looking at it. Sorry. I'm messing you up. All right. Let's take a look.
That's okay.
Let's take a look at something else here. Okay. Let's come back in. Let's do level 1. So we talked about the research cost efficiency. Amazingly good. All right. Jules, is there anything else at that level 1 command center? Or let's just go up one step. Let's go up to level 10. Now we're looking at all of these. Okay, when I say all of these, I've highlighted them, but this is all the skills that are available at Command Center 10 and down. And might I remind you then that at skills 10 and down, you're going to be able to actually max almost every single one of these if you so chose. So let's take a look. Ignore cost efficiency, Jules, because we've already identified that as a must-have, right? We already know that's what we want to do. So what's the next most important skill here? And by the way, Ben's side, this is Command Center level 10. Command Center level 10, which most people should have. Jules, what's the next most valuable? We've got repair cost efficiency. We've got raw materials boost when coming off a node. We've got impulse speed. We've got artifact shards cost efficiency. That might be interesting. Cost efficiency for reactors and catalysts when tearing up forbidden tech. Also possibly interesting. Isolytic damage, max cargo. Shield health points for all ships. Warp speed for all ships.
Well, so I want to point out one that I think is really interesting for a subset of players. The artifact shard cost efficiency. Now, this is going to be interesting for everybody, but here's the thing about the Great Eye of Aura. To get it past 9% efficiency, you must have Ops 50, or it's not Ops 55, it's the Artifact Gallery 55. So in order to get
because of Eye of Aura. Yeah, because of Eye of Aura, right?
Yeah, because you have to get into the Temple Remnants, and that requires having Artifact Gallery level 55 in order to get the Great Eye of Aura up to a 25% efficiency. Now, take a look at Artifact efficiency skill here.
Artifact efficiency requires Command Center level 10 to get up to, oops, hold on, I'll rank these here. There we go. Command Center level 10 to go all the way to level 6. All right, now this is in Leader. So let's come over here to Lorca. We're going to take a look at Leader and Command Center level 10. So it's going to be one of these two right here. This one right here, Artifact efficiency. So we can go all the way to level 6 at Command Center level 10. That is going to get you 7% efficiency just for being Command Center level 10.
Wow.
You could get 13% efficiency if your Command Center was level 25. And if you have Command Center level 40, you can get 20% efficiency. What does the Great Eye of Aura offer?
Well, if you are less than 55, 9%. So this now triples your efficiency.
Wow.
If you are below Ops 55, or at least below Artifact Gallery 55.
Holy smokes. Guys, this appears to probably be another must-have. 2,075 skill points. 2,075 skill points to max this one if you have Command Center level 40. That also feels like a must-have. How many artifacts, how many levels and tiers of artifacts are you guys going to get out of tripling the cost efficiency on artifact shards?
It's going to speed you way up.
How will you see that efficiency in action? You'll see that in your artifact gallery. Your shards will go further. You'll get to remnants and the overflow shards faster. I would imagine, just as a reminder, these do not affect remnants. That's correct.
Yeah.
So that's another amazing one.
Divine brought up Forbidden Tech Efficiency.
Okay.
Forbidden Tech.
What was that one called? I'm not going to go back.
Forbidden Power.
Forbidden Power. Thank you. Forbidden Power. All right. Now, if you don't mind, what I'm going to do for just a moment is I'm going to let you and Griffin discuss this one while I hop off cam for just a second. I got to run to the litter box. Let me do that super quick.
Can you throw up the well cam, or
no, I've just got Jules's chart. So the good thing is Jules can drive on this because he so if you guys want to look at other skills, I would actually encourage you to do that. Look at this skills. Jules is observing how I've been filtering these out. You guys talk about the other skills. Griffin can talk about it, and Jules can talk about it, and Jules can drive because he's controlling my screen. All right.
I love it. Well,
I'll be back. Back in a second.
Go to the litter box. Forbidden Power is an easy max for me because that gave me a 30% upgrade on both reactors and catalysts which is very much appreciated in this game. They're so hard to come by, Jules.
Not reactors.
Isn't it reactors? Reactors
No.
and catalysts, right?
No, reactors are easy to come by.
Oh, I mean,
Reactors
yes,
is that like that third currency that
are the
everyone's
thing.
like, why does that even exist?
Yeah. Lorca's ability here, Forbidden Power, does affect both reactors and catalysts, but it's nice to have an efficiency on catalyst finally.
Yes. So the existing catalyst was a Fleet Commander Sloan skill, the Catalyst Tradecraft, that offered at level 15 a 20% efficiency, and this one is offering 30%.
30% at max.
So it's already better, more than doubling your efficiency right out the gate, which is great.
I love that. We've discussed Isolytic Fury already, correct?
We can go ahead and switch over to that.
Now, Isolytic Fury I saw is basically a built-in prime because that gives you 20% of a bonus for all your ships on Isolytic damage. Anytime I can boost up Isolytic damage, it's obviously something I'm going to go after for multitude of reasons and how the game works. What do you think about that one?
Well, but what I like about it is that it's all ships. There's so many ships. Yeah. There's so many of these Isolytic that require a state or require target specific, whether it's players or hostiles. To have something that's just all the time on, it just gives you a better picture of how much damage you're going to put out before you get there. And it's nice too. I mean, think about everything that uses Cascade. They're taking this damage and adding on top of it. So increasing base Isolytic damage still matters. Is 20% a lot? I don't think it's a ton in a lot of cases, especially if you're not crewed for adding Isolytic. It is nice to have. But if you're crewed for Isolytic, especially in PvP scenarios or potentially in armada scenarios, you're not going to see a major change in your game. So for me, I would probably have not invested in it had I done research ahead of time and not just spent recklessly.
Yeah, well, it does help with making the loop easier for me with the Eviscerator. So I do appreciate that. And they sold primes for less impact in the game when it came to Isolytic damage. I think there was a 15% prime or something like that.
Most recent one's 15%. Yeah.
There you go. So just
I think the earlier ones are even less.
Exactly. So, it definitely helps. Jules, just south of that is another one that I decided to max, which is Lorca's Strike. Anytime there's any status effect on a ship, boom, you get a critical hit chance increase of 20%. That also seemed like a pretty good value.
Mike was not on. Jeez.
Someone said.
I was looking in the chat. Yeah. When DJ gets back, Christian, tell him we heard everything. Well, my apologies if that was the case. Woo.
Yeah, we heard you.
Did you remember to skip your litter? That was very fast.
No, that was super fast, and I'll have to go back and do that later. All right. All right. So you guys have been talking about a couple of others here. Lorca's Strike. Oh, this is if he has this is Isolytic boost if they have any effect or something, right?
Yeah.
No, this is crit chance.
Crit chance.
Crit
by
chance.
20%.
At the beginning of each round, if your combat has any status effect applied, increasing. Yikes.
20% bonus. Ooh. Boom.
And only requires command center level 45. Now, just in case you don't have 45, yo, Corey, what you doing, man? Thanks for being here. Mwah. Just in case you don't have command center 45, let's say your command center 30, which, by the way, most free-to-play should have at this point. If you got a command center 30, that's still a 13% increase. Native natural crit chance in this game is 6%.
I mean, come on.
6%. Plugster says, can we go back? Can we go back and confirm the artifacts bonus again? Will it do both normal and temporal artifacts? Yes, but will not do their overflow mechanic. Okay, so we'll not do the remnants.
Once you're at level 8, it's done.
For temporals.
Yeah, but one thing I will tell you guys is if you were, let's say you have the points, and let's say you went into Lorca, and let's say you just took them to max. You're going to go right back into your artifact gallery, and you will see a lot of things that you can immediately upgrade. I mean, it definitely speeds up your game with the artifact play, and I love that. I'm all about efficiency, just like Jules.
I'm also being told that the standard crit chance is a little bit higher at 10% now. Okay, well, we can triple it.
There's some ships that have a different base crit chance. It actually matters ship by ship. But this is a huge change with just having to do Assassin Effect. Let's think about some of the other high crit chance effects that you can have in the game. You've got the Cerritos, you've got Max Fortify, you have the Metreon Cascade you can put in there. But outside of those, there's very little that are not either boosts or have to be equipped to the ship you're on. So this is actually pretty great. I mean, I feel like in almost all PvP scenarios nowadays, you're adding a status effect. So this basically means you got 20% crit chance for any crew you're running. Yeah. That's amazing. And
that is amazing.
And then, when you're running against hostile crews, the Voyager crews, a lot of players are getting those below deck officers maxed now and being able to guarantee having a status effect.
That's right.
This basically says, hey, most hostiles and armadas, you're going to actually have something added.
Well, let's also consider the fact that there are a couple of targets in the game that kind of need crits, right? Especially crits with Isolytic. I saw somebody mention the Gorn a little bit ago. The Silent Hostiles definitely would be assisted by heavier crits. So I think that there's some good stuff there. Now, let me ask, in PvE, now that this is a conditional question, I find this research to be, or this particular skill to be stronger for PvP than I do PvE. Why would that be? In this particular case, maybe not against armadas, in fairness, but if I am going to fight, see, if I'm a PvE focused player and I'm not worried about armadas, in fairness, I'm not necessarily going to spend skill points on this because I already got Hugh to do the same thing. Now, if I need this in armadas, that's fine. But guess what? Now I can retire Hugh from below deck, which may also potentially be something good.
Yeah.
Free up another slot, be able to do something else. Now, I'm not necessarily saying, like, it's going to replace Hugh. Hugh gets you to 100%. This does not, okay? But it is going to reduce the need or reduce the dependency on Hugh as time goes on. And, again, that is only for hostiles.
I thoroughly agree with you. And if you are not a heavy PvPer, I actually would pass on this one.
Agreed.
Because Hugh does it for you. Unless you're a heavy PvEer and you actually want to be able to equip a second ship to have as good of an effect with you, this can kind of help your second ship get there. Exactly. But for me, this is a PvP specific skill that has some broader range.
Agreed. Coming back out, let's look at maybe just one or two more before we get ready to wrap up, because I think we have very well illustrated our point. Lorca is, you could almost define him as OP, potentially.
Super worth it.
All right.
Super worth
Wood
it.
Cannon says, come on, DJs, just say it. Buy it. Or don't.
Buy it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're a spender, this is a very, very worth it $100. And not only that, but I want to point out everything that we've been looking at, we've been talking about the number of skill points that it's going to take. None of these have been massively gargantuanly expensive on their own. Take the fact that you don't have prerequisites. I would say just by maxing Lorca to level 100 with your 24,000 skill points you're going to get, plus maybe say 2,000 more, 26,000 skill points, it's probably going to run you in the neighborhood of possibly 4 to 5 skills that you would be able to pick and choose and max. I mean, what is the most valuable to you? Let's go a little bit deeper in the tree. Command Center level 25. That is the prerequisite for the most expensive one. Let's see. Hey, maybe you want the which one?
The ship part efficiency. That'd be interceptor parts intent, battleship parts intent, and explorer parts intent.
All right. That's a good example. Intent. Good example. Let's take a look at interceptor parts intent. The reason that I'm going to single that one out. Crap, I messed that up. The reason I'm going to single that one out is because I saw this one in the chat here just a few moments ago. The Dolomite particles get you how much, folks? If you max the Dolomite particles, they will get you to 700%.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well,
it was a lot.
It
was a lot.
Now, I'm not going to go all the way to Command Center 55 because a lot of people probably don't have that. If you've got Command Center level 40 for the low price of 2,800 skill points, which, by the way, you will get by maxing them out, you could actually have 375%. Literally, half of all of the stacked primes absolutely free at 375%. Sorry, 325. 325.
Half of a $600 prime
Half of
tree,
a $600 prime you can have for free at Command Center 40. And even, by the way, even if you have the Dolomite Prime maxed out, well, this is going to improve that by another 50% gross. At Command Center 40, for the low price of 2,800 skill points, you'll take your 700% and make it 1,000%. That's right, Stevens Aaron. This is going to improve the jelly scrap even more. Now, Game Jr. says these are separated by ship type. Absolutely correct. And Gimmon, I'm saying free. I mean, I have given plenty of the disclaimers that you got to pay $100 to unlock this thing. But my point is, through in-game engagement, if you are a G5 player, I don't see many players out there that are going to be unable to take this guy to level 100 immediately upon unlocking him. Okay? So, no, I don't mean $150. I mean $100 to unlock Lorca. And that's it. Yeah. If you're a G5 player.
And here's the thing, DJs. Whenever we do this, we're on the cutting edge, from the bleeding edge, when we kind of talk about the newest content. When this becomes free to play, this advice is still worth it at that time. So it's almost like we just need to rerun this show when that actual sourcing becomes available and we know the timeline, we know when most free to play are going to get it. Just like when the Protector becomes essentially free to play at the next run of the Alliance tournaments, not the Alliance tournaments, the Invasion, and when the Gorn Eviscerator becomes free next week. Like, we should just rerun those same shows that we did at the very beginning, where we kind of discussed what the right path was for these ships. This is the same thing. When people start sourcing this for free, they're going to be like, where am I going to spend my 23,395 skill points? They're going to look to us and say, okay, here's where I can max. This is where the best efficiencies are, where the best skill points are for me.
Yeah, that's true. Ryan says we could rerun the Gorn ship show on Thursday. We probably could. We should probably honestly think about that, Griffin. That's probably brilliant advice.
We have a wonderful YouTube video about it already.
Yeah, see, there you go. Okay, well, we'll just post that out. All right. Now, Swimbot says, considering Janeway isn't free to play, I'm not expecting Lorca for a year, and I got to be honest with you, I don't know. See, it was stated that Lorca's skill points were going to have a source next month. Somebody else stated that Lorca himself might have a sourcing path next month. I don't know what the answer is. To be perfectly honest with you, I am not expecting a path on Fleet Commander Lorca next month. If I'm being perfectly honest, I am not.
Oh, only the skill points.
Only the skill points.
Interesting.
Now, Beck said that there's a source for Lorca planned in the future already, but that doesn't mean next month. What I know is that there is going to be a way to earn skill points through engagement, and I expect that to come next month. I don't think we're going to see Fleet Commander Lorca for a little bit of time, mainly because he's got stupid value.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Hammy also said next month, you know what? Nothing would make me happier. Nothing would make me happier than to see a path. By the way, I would praise that, by the way, because I have always stated that I want a day one path of acquisition. It doesn't have to be earned in month one. There has to be a path. So if they did do that, I would be very, very, very praiseworthy and very grateful. I have not seen evidence of that in my back channel discussions. That does not mean anything, though. Beck has said it. Hammy has said it. If that's the case, I have not heard either of them say that specifically, but it might be. You said it was in Beck's video. Okay, cool. It's in Beck's video. Then we'll take a look. All right, but I don't know. I honestly can't speak. My personal knowledge says I don't know. I really hope so, but I don't know.
Well, regardless, we have definitely demonstrated the value of this fleet commander, unlike anything we have ever seen in the game. And it is borderline OP, but it's also a lot of fun.
There's no borderline about it. It's OP. Okay. But you know what this does for me, Jules, and you're gonna chuckle at this because this is step one of preparing us for G7. And by the way, listen, how long? Hold on. How long has G6 been out?
Almost a year.
Okay.
Well, we have a whole nother year.
Do what?
We got a whole nother year before G7.
We do. But this is going to speed progression in a big, big way. And what this is going to do, it's two-pronged, by the way. It's going to help all the way through. Okay? It's going to help all the way through. But this is yet another path and another step towards getting G2, G3, and G4 promoted up.
Exactly my point about that. A lot of content creators will protect that barrier, that dam of 39, and do what you want and play your own progression. I apologize for being a little liberal in nature in this one particular point, but I'm the guy who's saying if you are not in 41 now, you have lost your mind. You have literally lost your mind. I don't know why you're playing in the 30s. You've got to get into the 40s. This game has left you behind at 39.
I mean, if you're holding yourself back, if you're not ready, then that's fine. If you are legitimately a casual player who doesn't finish battle passes and logs in every couple of weeks to do a little bit of stuff, then that's fine. Okay? I want to be careful on that point because people have been giving me grief about the fact that I am playing catch up here at 61. And I am. All right? I did no buildings this weekend. All right, but I scored 20 million points in the Epic SMS specifically off research. All right, I am trying to catch up on research. That's not camping. I am doing research that matters. I did 20 million points just off research. If you are working towards that kind of valuable research that you got to do, then so be it. All right, if you're 39 and you're genuinely not ready to go, then I get that. If you are dumping materials into parse steel generating research, then you're camping. Okay.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But I would argue the whole concept of wait until you're ready to go into 40 or 41. If you wake up in the morning, you're ready to play in 41. There's nothing that you can do going from 39 to 41 that's going to break your game and prevent you. Oh, I got to uninstall now. There's nothing I can do.
No, that's probably true.
That doesn't exist anymore. That doesn't exist.
That's probably fair. To be perfectly honest with you, I think that's probably fair. Okay.
So I'm sorry, but I would be the one person. I want to push each and every one of you off the bridge, knowing that you will survive the fall.
Hey, Glare, how are you, buddy? Leaks! I know. I see the leaks. I love the leaks. Good evening, Glare. How are you, buddy? Welcome into the audience. I appreciate you being here. I was showing leaks. You daggone right about that. Leaks. Nobody else knows what's going on. It's fine. Inside joke.
What?
Leaks. Now everybody's going to go back and look for it.
Just go to bed so you and he can have your.
Now everybody's going to go back and start listening and trying to figure out where the leaks are. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, so Fleet Commander Lorca, pretty daggone stout. If you're going to spend
one wrap-up question for you,
you're going to spend $100, probably worth it. Jules, what do you got?
This is actually from a question in the chat. Hurricane720 asked, he's only got 3 Fleet Commander slots.
Brilliant.
Now with Lorca in the mix, who do you prioritize?
All right, Lorca, Kirk, and Sloan.
Yeah,
yep.
I would put Sloan over Spock as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Newest to oldest, except for Kirk.
Spock only needs to be there when you're dumping a bunch of stuff.
On the weekend.
So, correct. and now that the cooldowns have been reduced to 30 minutes, just swap out Sloan and Spock. Like, if you're gonna build and do a bunch of research, then yes, Spock still needs to be there. But it's 30 minutes on the cooldown now. So just swap them out. But as far as normal, everyday grinding, running, playing, I think that I would say Lorca, Kirk, and Sloan, I think is how I would do it. By the way, that also does depend on who you own. Some people may not have Sloan, you know, but between Lorca, if you say you have Lorca, which that was the question, most people should have Spock and Kirk. All right.
Yeah.
So, and then depending on how you've done an incursion, 7 of 9 has now passed the time threshold to be completely unlockable through the incursions event store. So you could have her. If you don't have Sloan, then I would say probably Lorca, Kirk, and 7. And then spot and then swap.
Not 7.
I think 7's got some decent stuff. I mean, it's better than Spock for normal routine gameplay.
If you're needing it for armadas, you need her in a seat for.
Yeah, if you need armada help, absolutely.
PvP.
But if you don't need armada help, as particularly the solo armadas, then most of her best traits are always on.
Yeah. She's great to have. Definitely people should unlock her and get her always on skills leveled up.
Yeah.
But as far as the ones that she actually needs a seat for, meh.
That's
only when you're doing
fair.
solos.
That's fair. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, Locutus has good abilities for solo armadas as well. So
He does.
But they're specifically limited to Borg and Bajoran. He hasn't been updated. So, you know, I mean, Locutus used to be great, but he's been passed by. So I think 7 of 9 is probably better in that if you don't have Sloan, to be perfectly honest with you. So, I mean, yeah, it does depend on who you have. All right, it does depend on who you have. But, you know, there's that.
I go Kirk is a staple.
Kirk is a staple.
His warp range and his impulse. And other than that, I would go newest to oldest.
Yeah.
It like that. I see the best value in Lorca, then Sloan, then Janeway, then 7, then Locutus, then Spock. I mean, Spock, you shuffle him in on the weekend.
Sugar Bean says Kirk, especially if you're an explorer ship player. Nah. Kirk is especially if you're an any ship flyer. All right. Yeah. Kirk, listen, this is going to sound crazy. You know how we always say that, like, you should run hull breach on everything?
Yeah.
If you've got the underdeck slots, you should also run morale on everything.
Morale.
I agree.
Okay.
Because of the crit.
Yeah. Listen, I've got a battleship, and I'm running hull breach and morale all the time on the battleship because I've got Kirk slotted. All right. Morale is not good in and of its own ability, but Kirk makes morale great, and it doesn't have to be an explorer. That's right. Any ship can have morale, and the morale skills are pretty daggone good. Let me say thank you now to some people because I haven't done this all stage or all show long. So, Murphy, thank you so much for the resub. Loki, Trekkie, thank you. Flight Leader, you guys are awesome. Narcotic Griffin, I'm assuming that... I'm assuming that is your alter ego. I mean, you are green.
Why do you
after
think
all.
I'm green? Yeah.
Narcotic Griffin, thanks for the follow. Pixelate, Savage Darkness, K9, Louie, Wowcell, thank you guys so very much for the support of the channel. Tiny Mama, Mike from Chicago, Master Viper, Moose, Forgotten Sec with the 2-year anniversary. Congratulations to you. Jadzia, Q, 4 of Raj, Sherlock Holmes, Jace is the man, Iron Chef, Alpha Zypher, Papa Smurf, thank you, Jongo and Delisha, Khan, Solo Parker, Webster Sponge, Balabom, Engineer, K.A. Knowledge, and Ramen. Thank you guys for the support. Jess, thank you. Worf, thank you. And Sugar Fat Man. All of these people have contributed to the show today through subs, bits, whatever. Thank you guys so very much.
Thank you.
I should have read that throughout the show, but we've just had such a great conversation tonight that I kind of missed out. Ross says, wait, what did I do? You resubbed to the channel, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. So great stuff there. Fleet Commander Lorca, is he the Fleet Commander Kingpin? The short answer is yes. He surely is. He is available for $100. He is paid only content. But in the grand scheme of what you would ordinarily get for $100, it does kind of feel kind of ridiculous, because not only are you going to get the Fleet Commander unlocked for the $100, sorry, my eyeball's itching, but you're also going to get the skill points that come with leveling and tiering him up. Now, I have seen in some cases players like, well, I just finished upgrading all of the others, so I might not have the epic board credits or this or that. Well, the good news is the Borg Solo Armada loop isn't going anywhere, and it's actually very, very easy to continue on with that thing. Do I still do the Patreon thing? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I did start to work on that list. I haven't finished it, but I will read the Patreon names tonight, because I did start to work on it. Yeah, I did.
Oh. We haven't done that in 2024.
Stop. That is not true. That is I'm terrible. I am supposed to do that like every show, but I have been lax on it the last couple months. But it wasn't all the months, okay? It's only been like the last 2 months. Burton says, "Do I have a preference for where folks support you? Twitch, Patreon, somewhere else?" Oh gosh. No. I don't think I have a preference, but whatever, thank you. Just whatever it is that you want to do. I have no idea, Griffin. What actually takes less?
Oh, Patreon is your better cut.
Patreon takes less. Okay, there you go.
YouTube, we appreciate you subscribing on YouTube, but we only get 70% of that.
Yeah, so here's another thing. I didn't realize this. Squirrel helped me find this today. I actually just discovered today that our Discord integration with our YouTube channel wasn't working. So
really?
I fixed that today.
Oh, good.
I fixed that today, and so if you are having trouble with your access from being a YouTube member, I fixed that today. Sorry.
I blame Snake Eyes.
Can we snail mail pennies by the pound? Yeah, post office is probably gonna.
You like pennies?
Yeah, that'll probably get you. That'll probably.
You're gonna mail any pennies. You didn't mail any postcards to win a cruise. You're gonna mail pennies?
Yeah, people didn't do that. It's crazy. Yeah, it didn't happen. Now I'm looking for the list. I'm looking for the Patreon list.
Oh yeah.
Where did I put it?
The Patreon list, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I have it. Where is it? It's not where I normally keep it. Which leads me. Excuse me.
Did your dog eat it?
No. Here's what's probably happened. I was working on it and I've accidentally moved it into a different folder on accident. Oh no. I'm looking. I'm gonna find it because I was working on it literally today.
While you're looking, I want to just tell you one little factoid. I am now getting 47 million faction rep per hit in Mirror Space.
Okay, I found it. I haven't uploaded it before today. I haven't uploaded it since May 19th.
Right? June, July, August, September. What are you gonna do?
I'll fix it.
Please find us on Patreon, everybody. It's a great way to support the channel, and DJs may get around to reading your name sometime next year.
I'm going to read it now. I'm not even going to do it in the closing. Why? Juby says, why do I even support you? I mean, I don't know. God. I mean, obviously I do know because we do things like this, and we bring you great content like we're going to do this weekend. I got to turn in my my celebrity interview guest wish list for Nashville.
Oh, wonderful. Just all of them? Just
Well, here's what I said. I said, we're not going to turn down an interview with anybody. But
correct.
But they did ask us to list out maybe 5 or 10 or 15 people that would be most impactful to our community. So that's what I did. But
that's good.
But I did not like rule anybody out. Let me okay. You guys want to hear the list real quick?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull it up real fast.
Wait, are you going to read the celebrity list or the Patreon list?
Oh no, the celebrity list is what I was going to read. The ones that I asked for in order. By the way, I was told not to ask for Anson Mount. Isn't that sad?
Oh really?
I was told that he would probably not likely have the time to sit down with us.
Oh well, you know.
But at least they told me that up front. Like, you know, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we're clicking on Anson Mount.
Listen, Anson Mount, very, very important guy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things going
very
on.
expensive, very busy, lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff.
I mean,
busy guy. Okay. So here's what I did. Again, we'll take anyone. We're not going to turn anybody down. But if there was a priority of relatability to our audience, it would be as follows. Obviously, I listed Ryan Husk in the first spot. I was just trying to.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
For other reasons.
Yeah. John Delancey.
Nice.
Doug Jones, who, by the way,
we love Doug,
has already confirmed. What a sweet guy.
Oh, wonderful.
Doug Jones.
When we talk to him, don't make it weird and spend 3 minutes talking about how you enjoyed his hugs on the ship.
I mean,
okay?
I'm going to tell him he's got great hugs. But let me just tell you.
You got 10 seconds to talk about that.
Let me just tell you, Doug Jones might be one of my most favorite Star Trek people I've ever met in my life. He's
great, but don't make it weird.
I'm not going to make it weird. It's fine. So Doug Jones. For Beck, I have Ethan Peck at the top of the list.
Sure.
Next, Eugene Cordero. I am very excited to talk to him. He is near the top of my list.
And did you hear that the two of them are going on the cruise next year as well? They just confirmed.
Yep, Eugene Cordero. I definitely want to spend time with him. Todd Stashwick is there. Gates McFadden, Michelle Hurd, who, by the way, Michelle Hurd has also said yes. I think Michelle... This is crazy, but I did in my note to Michelle, I said, hey, listen, we saw you at the rally, right?
Yeah.
And then didn't we also see her on the ship, right?
We saw her both times. Yes. She
Griffin,
never declined
what's
an
wrong with
interview.
you? What is wrong with you now? You're frozen again. What did you do?
I closed the window.
Why would you do that?
I didn't mean to close. I don't know. Hold on. I'm coming back.
All right. So Michelle Hurd has agreed to stop by. Jess Bush, Jeffrey Combs, Celia Gooding, Tawny Newsom, Max Grodenchik, and Connor Trenier. And we've been asked to limit these to 10 minutes or less, and they have relayed all of that. Is Peyton List on the list? No, Peyton's not on the list.
I did call her, and she said that she'd try to come if she has the time, but she's working right now.
Thanks.
DJ?
Yeah.
Mrs. Putz is a little bit upset that you did not put Anthony Rapp on the list.
Ooh. Well, no, she's got her front row seat for the whole show that he's doing, the whole panel.
Yeah.
Front and center.
Yeah, didn't I? Oh my God, did I get you? Did I turn in her autograph op thing? I think I might have forgotten about that. I'll do that.
Oh, you promised. Oh, you're in big trouble.
No, happy anniversary. I'm going to do it. I got it. It's fine. I'll send the email immediately.
That's their anniversary, DJs.
I did not forget.
Oh, Lord. See, there's just no excuse for you sometime. And by the way, you said that you had, hey, I'm not even going to, I feel so bad. I'm not even going to wait for the credits. I'm going to read the names now for the Patreon.
I'm going to do it.
And then you pivoted off of it. Like
Lord Neelix, Lady Cass, Trader, Iron Chef, Virtual Army, Mech Rack, Regis, Jayberg, Shady Pines. You know what? I'm not just going to read the list. I'm not just going to read the record. I'm going to read the whole list. Like all of them. All right. Because, you know, we used to do that even once a month. We would even read the $5 ones. And then I've just been a very bad kitty here lately. I'm sorry. Lord Neelix, Lady Cass, Trader, Iron Chef, Virtual Army, Mech Rack, Regis, BK, Jayberg, Shady Pines, Big Shakes, Lobot, Ripper Loves to Mine.
Oh, well.
You should update that one. It's Hunter, Tagore, Cruzito, Renegade, Ransusi, Hank, Abe, DJ Gur, MC101, Wayfarer, Light Bolt, Late Nighter, Louis P, Osiris, Blue Plague, Pez Loco, Chris, Gopher, Bayonetta, Grog, Edward, Archangel, Smoke Mohawk, BJC, Jet Ski, Papa Smurf, Madam Stargazer, Jason, Patrick, Captain Jack, Z-Man, Vanium Scorpionus, Archer, and Honey, Indominus, Casey Jones, Galen, Wet Willie Joe, Canine Tooth, Subcommander, Sir Tail, A Fox, Judge Kren, G-Force, Paminkus, Captain Q, Game Junior, Vegas, Admiral Inworlder, Cha-Cha Roar, Scarlet Hawk, Kendall. DJ's got raided again.
Apropos.
That one doesn't really need updated. Jaga, John Adams, Never Go Full Tilly, Blue Mandalorian Noxus Exhibitor, Fermax Dr. Link, James, Clueless One, Schizoido, 70 times 7, Welch Gunner, Captain Andrew Stevens, Unimatrix, Gornography Addict, The Web, The Web, Balabom, Kingo 101, J Babes, Dark Knight, Pixelate, Scribbler, Buddy, Luke, Spectre, Captain Yam, Yukai Nika, Diva Dorsal, Oster 90, Shoopster, Griffin, Bearbutt, Mean Bean, Thomas.
What? Hold on,
Matters.
I'm sure I canceled my subscription. What are you, Griffin?
You canceled your.
Maybe it's somebody else. Go ahead.
I did say I didn't finish the list. I just got through. Everywhere It Matters, Shannara, Illuminati, Captain Jack, Rogue 5, Squirrel Noggin, Kathy, It's Jess Insanity, Wire Speed, Engineer, Paviella, Jedzia, DJ's Better Refine, More ISO, Transparental, Sweet and Psycho, Lieutenant Tom Collins, and Radio Dad. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate all of all
That's
that. Yeah,
a
that's
very
right. Saying names makes me
healthy list.
wag my tail.
Oh.
Okay. So there's all that. Thank you guys for your support of the show. I do really appreciate that. Cruzito says, I just realized Fleet Commander Kirk offers warp range increase. Yeah.
That's an easy max.
Jules says, are you making my suggestion for merch DJs badges? It would be nice for conventions and cruises. Okay. So no, I didn't make a badge, but I did do a couple of other things. I should probably save them for Nashville to reveal everything, but I bought way too much stuff. Griffin wasn't around to control me, and what did I tell you, Griffin, I had spent on swag for this thing?
I think you're at like $2,500. already.
Oh no, I'm at $3,500.
Oh, okay. What are you talking about?
I bought all kinds of stuff.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
I know.
Well, I hope you all ordered your T-shirt already because it's too late now.
Listen, in all fairness, I kind of hope you didn't order your T-shirt yet. That way you can buy them at the convention because I ordered way too many. So
how many T-shirts did you order? We're bringing T-shirts with us. I thought they had to order the T-shirts. You're bringing T-shirts? How many T-shirts?
I ordered 50. I ordered 50 more.
And you guys think that I spend money irresponsibly in this game? What?
By the way,
How
they're
do you
not
even
even
get 'em?
hold on. They're not even generic Talking Trek T-shirts like that we can reuse for something else. They are specific to Nashville.
You're the worst in the district.
So we gotta do it here, or they're wasted. All right, we gotta sell them
I
all.
hope everyone's ready for their $2 T-shirts because that's what they'll boil down to.
No, God, I can't take that much of a bath on them. All right, they were like, they're like. I mean, you guys saw how much they were. They're like $30. Am I bringing a T-shirt cannon? No, I'm not bringing a T-shirt cannon.
Oh, we should though.
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not
cannon.
giving them away. People got to buy them, or I'm going to be in the hole so bad.
Well, I got bad news for you, pal.
Caledon says get them signed in Nashville and then use them here for giveaways. So here's what I did. So those of you who know about some of the merch, you guys know that we changed the design on the back so that they can be autographed by the stars. So yeah, I'm going to try to do a couple of those. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if I can do a couple of those. But I don't know if I'll be able to get a bunch of those or not. But I did. Listen, some people told me that if they ordered them, they weren't going to show up in time. So I did a priority order for me, and they still came to me in time. So for those of you who weren't able to get a shirt, then I'll be able to get you the shirts there. You'll be able to buy the shirts there.
Well, that's wonderful news because I was worried about that myself. That's why I bought it the day they went online before I even consulted with you because I wanted to have a shirt.
Yeah. So I bought 50. That might be too many. Celebs may want them. No, they're not. Celebs
They're not going to want them.
They're not going to want them. I mean, that'd be great, but no, they're not going to want them. And even then, I don't want to lose my shirt on them. So I'm gonna be like, okay, that'll be $40.
Oh, that's already happened. Sure.
And then they're gonna look at me and be like, "What?
Who is this person? What is going on?" Yeah. I have a monumentous thing happening in my game right now, DJs. I'm in mirror space. I'm in the level 68 Terex system, grinding rep. I'm getting 45 million rep per hit with all my little ISOs, my what are they called? My exocomps. I got, all that going. I am about to, I think, in this run, actually get myself up to renowned, which means I'm going to be able to build my nice little G6 ship, the Akira. I am one hit away.
We'll do it.
This is a happy day on the farm. I'm doing it right now. Here we go.
Whale cam?
Sure.
Let me find the whale cam. We really should probably end the podcast. Wait, where's the... I don't know where the thing is.
So the nice thing about the protector, my protector is now at tier 14.
I don't know where the thing is.
I have Picard, Data, and 5 on there with the doctor below.
All right, I don't see whale cam. You haven't turned it on.
Well, I'm looking at it right now. I'm literally looking at the whale.
Well, turn on the whale cam.
It is on.
There we go. Whale cam's on, everybody. There's whale cam.
Well, the great thing about this with this crew on the ship, once you invest at that level, I just hit it. Now I'm going for varinated, but I'm at 43 billion, 44 million. I'm getting 45 million rep per hit.
Mimi says Akira does not compute with nice G6 ship.
Why not? What's wrong with that? You don't like the Akira?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't built any of them. Banish says the Akira sucks. You've been grinding the wrong one.
No. Which one am I supposed to be grinding?
You're grinding the wrong one. Oh, that's hilarious. He's grinding the wrong one.
I got 43 billion. 3 billion Klingon.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm screwed.
Oh, that's hilarious. Good. All right, everybody. That was fun. Well, there's always next time, buddy. You've only got.
I'm glad you're having fun. Thanks.
You've only got 45 more billion that you've got to grind out for the good ship. There you go. Game Junior says, "Good show. Thank you. Appreciate that very much." All right. I've read all the names. We're excited for
talk about Lorca or not? I'm confused.
Are we going to talk about Lorca ever? God. Jeez, DJ. Bait and switch on this show, all right? All we wanted to do was talk about Lorca. I am not bringing a T-shirt cannon.
I'll bring the cannon, don't worry.
We're not bringing a T-shirt cannon. They have to be paid for. Now, if you want to pay for one and then let me shoot you with a T-shirt cannon, I'll give you a $5 discount as long as we can video it. Banish says, "I hope you stream on Wednesday." I will not.
Nope.
But
not happening.
But I will be streaming on Tuesday. I'll be streaming on Tuesday on Twitch. We'll have a little bit of fun. By the way.
Yeah.
Have you guys all caught up and finished the season series finale of Discovery?
No, I
did that this week because Doug Jones is confirmed to be on our show.
Oh, that's smart. I should go do that. You're right.
David Ajala, I have also asked to stop by on the show. So, yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Sonequa Martin Green is going to be there as well. We might be able to actually have a post-Discovery conversation. And I'm really excited to do that. So I made it a priority to get caught up on Discovery. Can I just say real quick, and I know we don't have time for a long discussion about it. Maybe it was because I knew it was getting ready to end. I don't think it was, but I think season 5 was pretty good.
Oh, nice.
I think season 5 was good. Did anybody else feel like season 5 was better than, like, it was way better than the Burn season? I hated the Burn season. I just did not think that was fun.
All I know is that we had a milkshake at the booth right next to Sonequa Green on the ship, and she did not speak or say one word to us. So
it was her private time. She was off the clock.
She's the captain of the ship.
She was off the clock.
Okay.
It was fine. All right. Am I supposed to do spam it draws tonight? Oops. Yep. I will do that.
Oh, yeah, you sure were.
I'll do that as soon as we get off the air. That's fine because it's spam it, so everything's fine. All right, guys. I got to go. Thank you guys very much for hanging out on this episode of Talking Trek, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast, an official trademark. What's it say?
Oh my God.
Talking Trek. Talking Trek is a registered trademark and recorded in front of a live studio audience for distribution across podcast platforms everywhere. I am Ultimate DJs, your friendly neighborhood cat person, Sam. Meow for now. Love a minute. We'll catch you on the next one. Love you and meows and kisses, everybody. Night.
We stopped recording 20 seconds ago.
No, I didn't actually stop recording at all. We're still on Twitch. I just stopped recording the podcast. See? Whoop-ah! We could stick around for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Twitch audience just bombed. They thought we were leaving. I was just closing the podcast. No, I'm not streaming 24 hours. I have to work tomorrow. It's a terrible idea. Samo will be so here's the schedule. Tuesday we're streaming. Thursday we're traveling. Samo, I don't know what day. I need to get with Seth and find out what day Samo is streaming. But see, I think most of their stuff is going to be evening time, right? I saw Seth in the chat. Seth. Moopsie. Seth, are you here? Moopsie. So
I get the feeling there's not really a schedule, DJs. Like
there's not a schedule.
Folks who are like super schedule oriented people, which is the whole point.
Yeah, there's not really a schedule. Here's the thing. My schedule is 100% during convention time. I'm not stepping on toes. I'm not doing anything outside the convention time. All right. So convention center, that's where I'm doing all the stuff. I'll do the meetup there. We've got a vendor booth. We've got a broadcast table. By the way, they hooked us up. We've got a vendor table. Isn't that crazy?
We do. We're literally amongst the entire convention for no apparent reason or purpose.
No clue. Yes, I have a vendor's table, so we'll be in that area. We also have a broadcast booth somewhere else that we're going to be doing stuff. Although they did say that in the vendor's room is where we're probably going to be doing most of our broadcasting. Okay. But our private interviews will have access to other rooms, so it can be a little bit more sound controlled.
Oh, great.
Oh, there's already a schedule up. Well, let's take a look.
There is. What time's our panel?
I thought that wasn't coming up until Wednesday.
Our panel's probably at 1:15 in the morning.
No, probably 7 a.m. All right, I'm going to pull this up on screen. Let's see if there is. All right, what is this? Star Trek Nashville.
Yeah, that's correct.
Why does this website look weird? This isn't the right website. Star Trek Nashville. What happened to the website?
I'm going to blame the mountain internet.
What the? There. Okay. Wow. I was losing my mind for a second. Okay. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Updated September 5th. That was 3 days ago. I don't think there's a schedule yet, guys. Special guests. Events. Whew. Yeah. There's no.
Where's my Akira?
There's no schedule yet, guys. Oh, wait. Let's click on schedule and see if there's anything here. Yeah, no, there's nothing here yet. There's no schedule yet. The schedule, I believe, is going to be posted on Wednesday. I have to work tomorrow. I thought this was my full-time job. No, did I? No, it feels like it should be. I do spend 40-plus hours a week making content, but no, I have a day job.
Do you, though?
Mainly because I have children. Mainly because I have children and can't afford to pay for all the stuff they break just off content. I would love to be able to quit my day job. Don't see that being a thing.
No.
Not until all the kids go off to college. But I'm pretty sure even then, I've been told, mainly by my parents, that it never stops, the mooching and stuff. So.
The mooching. It's not called mooching if your kids need something. They don't mooch.
Oh.
It's called, we all needed to get a little help from our parents once or twice. DJs.
Yeah. So, okay. Dragon Keeper says Friday, Samo is doing a stream. So,
oh, nice.
Bad Wolf says, "Can we talk about Lorca now?" That's fair. Moopsy says, "I'm sitting here with my hand raised." Oh, I didn't see it. Hang on, I'll bring you in. Hang on. Where are you at? There he is. All right, Moopsy, give us an update on what's going on. Moopsy, welcome to the stage.
Oopsie.
Oh well, hi everyone.
Hi.
How's everyone doing tonight?
So
Great.
You missed me?
Yeah,
Always.
man. All right, so listen, let's try to consolidate here because I don't fully know what's going on. I know that I have told you that most of my stuff, not most of, everything that I am doing is going to be like inside the convention walls. I don't have anything going on outside. I know there's like meetups planned and there's cookouts planned and there's movie nights planned and all this other stuff, but I mean, I find it hard to fathom the fact that like everybody is going to get together at all this stuff because if I'm not mistaken, we've got hundreds of people from the community that are actually going to be going. I think the last count was like at 240 some people. There's no way that everybody's going to be able to show up to everything. So
Correct.
So everything that I'm doing is inside the convention center. As a matter of fact, I still have one or two more surprises that I have not shared with everybody yet, Seth. So we don't have everything that we're going to reveal yet, but everything that I'm doing is going to be inside the convention center. We've got our panel on Friday. We've got cast interviews that we're going to be doing Friday and Saturday and Sunday. We're going to do at least one live stream from the convention hall, which will be either Friday or Saturday, probably Saturday in all likelihood, but we're going to be recording a ton of other content for editing and putting stuff together a little bit later. But we've got a live show planned. But all my stuff is going to be during the day at the convention center. So what is happening outside the convention center, Seth?
So there's a couple of things that are definitely like set in stone in terms of on the schedule, right? Leading up to it, there's the different fan get-togethers on Thursday as everyone's kind of rolling in. Look to your favorite fan creators' Discord channels that they've all created, and then we're going to roll into Friday. Friday is going to be a bit of a fun time. I was going to say a CF, but probably not appropriate for your stream, because
okay,
because just like to put it in perspective, like I'm picking up a last minute surprise streamer that everyone's going to be super happy to see as well there for the convention on Friday morning. So
nice.
Like I won't even be at the convention until late in the afternoon because of us doing all the coordination and everything. But then Friday night,
wait, you're going to miss the panel?
Jeez, I thought you were doing the panel on Saturday.
No, panel's Friday.
Oh,
no, that's all right.
I'll speed from the airport.
Yeah. No, listen, you need to DM me and tell me who you're bringing because I also hold on.
Uber,
hold
so
on. I have also planned a surprise content creator to be there. Oh my God. This is going to be great. This is going to be fun.
Man.
I also have a surprise content creator. It's probably not the same one though.
I don't think it's the same one.
It can't be the same one.
They would have told me.
Yeah.
They can't come twice.
Lots of people thought I was doing it. I never said I was doing it Saturday. Like, never once did I. From the very beginning, even from the Ryan Husk interview, it was always on Friday. I never, ever said Saturday. Never once. I have known from the beginning that it was going to be on Friday, mainly because they needed to fill space at the beginning part of the schedule.
but then for everyone who's not going, Samo is planning on doing a stream Friday night in order to do the recap. Think your regular Philosophical Fridays. And obviously, we'll be posting in the Discord and getting the numbers that are actually there of people rather than trying to do it ahead of time and not trusting all the numbers of people who say they're going to be there and try to reserve a large venue for different events. We're going to do it live. Okay,
we're going to do it live. What could possibly go wrong?
And then that's how we're gonna do any like meetups outside of the con, and even finding your content creators at the con, look at their channels, and then Saturday, more than likely, we're gonna do another stream after the con in order to bring people up to speed as to how much fun DJ's whole stream and everything that he's doing, and I'm sure that's when we'll probably have a Wild DJs and a Green Griffin appear, as well on that stream, as well as a couple of other surprise streamers that will all be coming in and making sure
Saturday
that
night is when I'm getting my armpits waxed. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, if there was a night, I think it's going to be Saturday night.
There you go.
Okay. I guess I need to get prepared for that. Who's am I supposed to be like? Am I supposed to be preparing for that, or is somebody else going to bring? Because I'm not bringing wax and all. I mean, I'm not bringing the tools of my own destruction. Is somebody actually planning on organizing this? Because I'm not.
I was going to bring a dirty razor and maybe some, 10-year-old shaving cream.
Some super glue.
Oh
DJ?
God.
Get some Nair.
DJ, do you want Mrs. Putz to build you a kit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll take care of that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If Mrs. Putz will take care of it, I appreciate that very much. Yeah. Okay. So Mrs. Putz is going to take care of the waxing piece of this. All right. Cool. Maybe.
And then just so that everyone knows, as the con rolls down on Sunday, we understand that a lot of people have a lot of travel, but that's also going to be a great time to catch your content creators before they also have to like roll out, because there's not going to be as much scheduled at the con, and then it's going to be a great time to have the little breakout activities outside of the con as well.
Cool. We will have, without going into a lot of detail, there will be outside of the vendor's room. We'll have an area inside the vendor's room where we'll probably be easy to find, and obviously any of the content creators are welcome to join us there. But there will also be, at certain times, we're working on a place inside the con where we can kind of mingle and congregate. So I'll have more details later for that.
And like I said, watch your favorite content creators' Discord channels that have the word Nashville in them. There you go. All the info that you need will come to you live. That's what Griffin's job is, right?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, sure.
I don't have a job.
Yep.
I'm green and I'm here to look pretty.
Mimi says, are you sure you want Mrs. Putz to be the one that puts together the kit when you didn't ask for the one autograph op she wanted? I'm going to get that handled.
That's a great point.
I'm going to get that handled. I completely forgot about it. I'm so sorry. I will handle that. I just got to shoot an email. Type. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, she would not be vindictive. She will be she will make sure that it will hurt minimally.
Dude, if I have done something terrible that I have missed that, I will pay for it myself. Okay, but I don't think I'll have to do that. I think I've got it.
Hey, as long as she gets to meet him and get a picture and just have a conversation, that she's gonna be over the moon. You've if you set that up, I can't.
I mean, I don't know how long the conversation is going to be. We might have like a couple of minutes, but it'd be
right.
I
get you.
90 seconds. Just, in passing. Dragon Keeper says, I just want to know, are we craving a bar one night? Dude, I'm old. Okay, like I'm not much of a bar crawler kind of guy.
And I think that most people are
Griffin,
forgetting that
you close your window again. You closed your window again, didn't you?
So most people are forgetting the convention center actually has an amazing hotel bar in it as well that has plenty of time for us to mingle and exchange and do follow-up planning and everything like that. So don't worry, guys. Like, you'll have plenty of time to grab drinks and get DJ drunk at the hotel bar. That way he can make it to his room safely. The emergency room that he has at the hotel specifically for such an event.
I do. I have. Yeah. Anyway, we lost Griffin. I don't know where he went. Look, he's gone. Probably got scared and ran off.
I'm not a Gren Griffin replacement at all. So sorry.
What happened to you? Where did you go?
My internet froze.
Your internet.
My internet froze. I got a freaking $2,000 Netgear router and it's still playing games with me. Like, it's the Spectrum. I hate Spectrum. Ooh, I hate you, Spectrum.
No, I don't have an emergency room. I have a room at the convention center, which is not likely where I was going to stay, but I have a room there to dump all of our gear. And but if I need to sleep there, I can. So there's that. Griffin, are you going to come back on there? He's coming.
I am. I already pushed the button.
Okay. I have purchased some goodies though. There's going to be some cool stuff. We are fully ready with the stuff. We got the swag. We've got the promotional materials. Like, we've got the presentation. We've got the recording equipment. The cameras. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm very excited about it. As a matter of fact, Wednesday, the reason I can't do a show Wednesday, guys, is we're going to do the stream Tuesday, and I thought about doing one more show Wednesday, but I just don't have time because that's the night that I got to pretty much pack up the studio because I'll be leaving from work on Thursday. So I got to pack the studio up Wednesday night. That means all the audio equipment, the microphones, the cameras,
Wait, what
the
time are you
lighting.
getting in on Thursday?
It'll be late. I'm not going to get there till probably late in the evening because I got to work.
Oh man, I'm going to be there at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I will not be there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm hanging out with Moopsy. No problem.
Okay, yeah.
We'll pick you up, Griffin. It's no problem. Man.
Moopsy's not going to be. Am I doing a stream with an audience? Yes, I am. Yes, we will be doing. Well, it depends on what you mean by audience. Like, if we're going to be broadcasting live in the vendor's room where you guys can all hang out, yes. Am I doing like a stage show, like with an audience with chairs? I don't know that yet. Actually, that is possible, but we're planning for it, but it's not confirmed yet. All right. We're planning that we can do it, but that is not necessarily confirmed that we're going to have the space to be able to do that. So,
I see.
What?
I thought that we were, but that's also sort of that. I thought that merged into the panel.
Yeah, essentially. And we're not doing the panel live. There's no way that I'm going to try to do the panel live.
No.
So we are going to try to tape our panel. I believe that we would be allowed to release our own panel. We're not going to be allowed to release any of the other panels, but I don't even know if we're going to be allowed to release our panel. Like, I don't even know. I might not be able to.
I don't know that either.
I don't know if we're going to be able to release our own panel, but we are. But we do plan on taping that. We have special guests for that. We have a few surprises for that as well. So yeah, the panel was originally going to be our live stage show with an audience, but it evolved into more. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to focus on the panel, and then we'll be doing a live show later. Now there is still the possibility of a stage show with an audience, but we'll see if there's going to be time or space or the availability to do something like that, because we're going to be keeping a very busy schedule, I'm sure, keeping up with stuff. Plus, I mean, don't we want to enjoy the con, too, and watch some panels and be there and, get some pictures and all that stuff?
I just don't want to end up sitting in my hotel room twiddling my thumbs for 5 hours while you're out at dinner with amazing people like you did to me in Culver City 2 months ago.
Griffin, check your Discord. Check your Discord. I already got you, man. I got you.
Sorry, dude.
Freaking dinner ditcher.
Never gonna let me live that down.
That was the worst. Terrible.
I'm such a jerk.
Hey, just for sheer spite, I think we should ditch him on Saturday night for dinner.
Wouldn't that be great? Just leave you sitting in a freaking cheesecake factory somewhere off Broadway. Just hey, where everybody is. This is where we're supposed to be, the right time.
Deadeye says, does Scopely, I'm reading chat comments. Deadeye says, does Scopely ever give in-game rewards for watching our streams? They sure as heck do. We give away a bunch of stuff. We give away a bunch of stuff every month.
Battle passes and all kinds of goodies.
Yep. So, yeah. As a matter of fact, if you want to link over, I haven't drawn yet, but if you want to link over to the Discord and get entered in that contest, we're getting ready to give away 5 battle passes. But
I just can't believe that the Akira apparently sucks. I've been waiting for 3 weeks to build this stupid ship, and now it's like, what do I do this for? Great.
Dr. Trek has his Trek to San Fran panel video up on his YouTube channel. Yeah, I would imagine that I'm allowed to do my own, but I might not be allowed. I know I can't do any of the others, but I should be allowed to do my own. I don't know. We'll find out.
Who's Dr. Trek?
I don't know who Dr. Trek is.
Never heard of him.
Is there any way to get a single shard of Locutus?
Ooh, no, there's not.
A single shard? How do you only need 1 shard? How did you do that?
It's very unfortunate.
I'm 3 shards away from 7 of 9. I'm just waiting for another
7 of 9 is different because you can get incursions, but how did you get 1 shard short of Locutus?
Look, I got Locutus from incursions first.
Yes, incursions, yeah.
Oh,
there's a couple of event stores that do source him, so I think pretty certain you can get 1 shard or single shards from there, but that's sporadic
Okay.
when certain events are on.
Yeah, there you go, Double Sharp. You just got to wait till the end of the month then, when they run the Borg event again. Okay, no sweat.
Yeah.
3 more weeks, man. Just wait 3 weeks.
You can do anything for 3 weeks.
Yeah, all you got to do is make it 3 more weeks.
I can't believe he couldn't last 2 more minutes.
3 more weeks.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I feel like there's, oh my God, 10 minutes till daily reset. I guess we should probably get ready to go, huh?
I think we pretty much covered it all, except we never got around to Lorca, which is a damn shame. But other than that,
never got around to Lorca. Daggone it. I have to do that. Deadeye says, do I need to edit my profile for my channel to reflect my in-game name? No. It would be ideal for you to link your Discord to your Twitch. That way, if you do get subbed, then you've got the privileges that come therein. However, no, you just have to register in the Discord chat because this one's not actually a Twitch contest. It's a Discord contest. So if you just go over there and register in the contest room, the spam it room, then you should be good.
if you missed it at the top of the show, it's a high probability that for the second time, the winner of the cruise is not going to go on the cruise. So we are going to do another redraw. And we are 50 hours away.
You don't want to say high probability. It only takes 10 seconds.
That guy, they're never gonna. They haven't subbed to the channel in forever. We'll see.
No, that's not true. They were subbed during the contest period. They're just not now.
Oh, on the Discord then. Yeah.
No, they were subbed here on Twitch. That's how they got their entries. And he's still in our Discord.
Oh, he is.
But he hasn't posted in our Discord in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a lock. Several days have gone by and we have not heard from this individual.
That's true. That's true.
2 days to go.
3 days have passed. He has not responded. There are still 2 days to go.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yeah.
That theme song is still playing in the background very lightly. There's
technically only 46 and a half hours from now. Because it was roughly 10:30 that night when I messaged him. So roughly 46 and a half hours from now, then we're going to end up having to do redraw number 2.
Well, that would be Tuesday night, wouldn't it?
It would be Tuesday night at 10:30. Will be the second redraw.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Runner-up drawing is going to shorten the timer. No, I should have before now, but no, not now. Not according to the official rules. I have been very, very careful to follow the official rules. So these are all great ideas for future contests, but I cannot change anything now. So I cannot shorten the timer for runner-up drawings. That would be a great idea, Game Junior, but I just can't. I'm not doing anything. The prize is worth too much, and I am certainly not trying to end up in any kind of trouble or anybody getting upset about anything and, sending me legal letters and all that stuff. I'm just not doing it. So everything is going by the rules. I've been talking to Trader. She says stick to the rules, so we're sticking to the rules.
There you go.
If we stick to the rules, then nobody can complain about nothing.
That was an excellent stream. A lot of great information covered. We still have not talked one iota about the Nova Squadron. So I mean, it's a thing.
We can look at that on Tuesday night, potentially.
Yeah, we can look at that. Maybe by then, the new entry-level content will be back up and fixed. We can look at that as well.
For the field training.
Yep. So there's a lot to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to make our way to Nashville and meet many of you in person, which I'm very much looking forward to, as is your favorite kitty cat himself.
That'll be a lot of fun. I am looking forward to it. All right. Can we talk about Lorca on Tuesday? Maybe.
Ooh.
Possibly. Not exactly sure. I'll think about it. Let's see. Is there anybody online that we can go say hi to? Database is playing tonight. I love them. They're so funky. Yeah. Sugar Fat Man says, great stream. Shame we never got to Lorca.
I know, me. I do regret that.
Oh. Jules Verne says, if you want, I can make some data charts about this Lorca person, whoever he is. Thank you. I'd appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. I was expecting to see something already, but yeah, if you could put some together.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That would be...
You can make it and we'll never talk about him.
Yeah, make the data as much as you want, but we'll never ever get around to it, okay?
That's not true. It was so great to hear Jules Verne again. Thank you for being on. That was really cool.
What is this?
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Snow, they came around looking for you the other day. Word, bust it.
All right. Okay. Dude, when was the last time you heard this song?
You know, say that I'm a snowman, I go blam. I like keep on bum down. Take the man that say that I'm a snowman, stand somewhere down the lane. I like keep on bum down. Informer. You know, say that I'm a snowman, I go blam. I like keep on bum down.
That's it, everybody. We're going to bounce on out of here. Let's go see if we can say hello to Database. Yeah, we're going to go from Informer to 1970s disco. All right.
Perfect.
Guys, thank you so very much. My name is Ultimate DJs. Appreciate you guys all being here. I should be playing the show outro, but we already did that. We already did that, right? Okay. So, yeah. Okay. All right, that's going to do it, everybody. Hope you guys had a good night. Have a good show. Have a good rest of your weekend. 5 minutes till daily reset. Go say goodnight or hello to Database for me. And we'll catch up with you guys coming up on Tuesday night.